On May 20th, 2024, in Jiangzhou City, everything changed. Just like in MMORPG games and Manhwa, a massive purple portal opened in the sky. A blaring emergency broadcast followed. A space rift had appeared above Jiangzhou. From the swirling vortex, monsters poured out and began attacking the citizens. In response, a powerful human force appeared, resembling something straight out of the Avengers. They were the 3rd Division of the Korean Defense Force, known to the public as Hunters. These elite warriors possessed supernatural powers such as super strength, speed, and elemental control. The Hunters swiftly engaged the monsters in battle. At first, the tide favored humanity. The Hunters were dominating. But the battlefield shifted when a gold-tier monster emerged, the Wolf King of the Six-Eared Wolf tribe. After slaying one of the top hunters, the beast surveyed the battlefield with contempt and growled, "These insignificant humans still dare resist? Wiping you out is only a matter of time." It then leapt into the fray, slaughtering soldiers like ants. Nothing survived its claws. The hunter's leader stood frozen. "A gold-tier beast? Is this a high-level portal?" she asked in disbelief. The Wolf King laughed darkly. "Too late for you to understand now." Just as the two sides prepared for a fatal clash, a figure appeared at lightning speed. It was Mr. Wenyuan, a high-ranking officer. He told the 3rd Division's leader to fall back and handle the others. He would take care of the Wolf King himself. The hunters, reinvigorated by his presence, regrouped, while Mr. Wenyuan and the Wolf King began their fierce duel. Later, the 3rd Division's leader returned to headquarters to report. She informed her superior that with Mr. Wenyuan's intervention, the invasion of the Six-Eared Demon Wolf tribe was successfully repelled. While her superior praised her, he couldn't hide his concern. "This is already the 6th rift in the past 10 years, and it's only a C-class. At this rate, Jiangzhou won't hold for much longer." Despite the situation, an official announcement was made. Starting this year, Wuda Martial Academy would exempt awakened individuals from cultural exams. Additionally, the academic admission score for martial artists would be cut in half. The 3rd Division leader was assigned to visit the academy and oversee progress. Meanwhile, at Wuda Martial School, the bell rang, and the first class of the day was dismissed. One student noticed his friend daydreaming and said, "Hey, why weren't you paying attention again? If you mess up your exams, you won't get into Wuda Academy. That'd be embarrassing." Daydreamer simply grinned. Wouldn't it be amazing to sit next to a beauty like Lin Yanran? Indeed, Lin Yanran, the most admired girl in the academy, was the focus of everyone's attention, but strangely, her gaze was fixed only on the boy next to her, Su-bai. With a gentle smile, she leaned closer and asked, "Graduation is coming up soon. Are you going to apply for the Literary Academy or Wuda?" Su-bai, still engrossed in a book, responded thoughtfully, "I don't know. My grades are just average, and honestly, in these chaotic times, what's the point of learning advanced math or foreign languages? But if I apply to Wuda, my family can't afford the supplements. Plus, I don't have any special abilities or talents." A hint of frustration flickered in his eyes. "Since I've been transported to another world, shouldn't some sort of fate-altering opportunity or awakened system appear by now?" Yes, Su-bai wasn't from this world. He had transmigrated here 17 years ago. Yanran, sensing his frustration, offered gently, "Why not apply with me to the Literary Academy? I can guarantee your admission." Su-bai blinked. "Keep your voice down," she whispered. Just then, a glowing system window appeared in front of Su-bai's eyes, visible only to him. He stared, stunned. It displayed his status panel. Species Ordinary, Initial Stage, Level 18, Age 18, Physique Quatre, Agility 5, Mental Strength, Trait, Trainer, can contract and train living beings. Talent, Evolution, allows infinite evolution of contracted trainees. Feedback from trainees strengthens the host. The system categorized power levels as Ordinary, Bronze, Silver, Gold, Platinum, Diamond, Lord Tier, Mid-Tier, Divine, each with initial, intermediate, and advanced stages. Seeing this, Su-bai realized this was the system he'd been waiting for. Yanran noticed him staring into space and asked if he was okay. Su-bai quickly grabbed her hand and said he was fine. She blushed while the entire class erupted in jealousy. "Get your filthy hands off our goddess," one furious classmate shouted. "You're already sitting next to her and still not satisfied?" Another guy stormed toward him, ready to attack, but a stunning female teacher intervened. With just a few words, she silenced the room. "I have good news. Starting this year, Jiangzhou Martial Academy has announced that awakened individuals can enroll directly. No cultural exams required. Those with martial artist physiques will also have reduced academic requirements. The classroom exploded with cheers. Everyone was thrilled. They had a real shot at Wu Da now. As the class ended, the teacher called for students who had awakened powers or martial foundations to register in her office. Su Bai, still processing everything, thought, "This is getting interesting. I just got my system, and now I'm exempt from exams too?" Yanran watched him quietly, wondering, is he really thinking about applying to Wu Da now? That evening, Su Bai walked home. On the surface, he looked like any ordinary high schooler, but deep down, he was anything but ordinary. 17 years ago, he had transmigrated into this strange world. In this world's history, on September 18th, 1906, the first massive space rift appeared in the sky. From it emerged countless ferocious beasts. Armies around the world fought back fiercely, and it took 3 months just to wipe out the initial wave. However, as long as the rifts remained, new waves of alien beasts continued to emerge periodically. To counter this threat, humanity formed death squads and began sending them into the rifts to explore what lay beyond. What they discovered was astonishing, a vast and boundless land hidden behind the portals. In order to stop the endless flow of beasts at its source, militaries across the globe began constructing fortified bases inside the sky rifts. Thus, a new era for humanity officially began. On March 6, 1907, the second sky rift appeared. On May 7th, the third. Soon came the fourth, then the fifth. Over the next century, the number of rifts increased rapidly, their appearances becoming more frequent. Eventually, rifts spread across the entire world, and each one was found to harbor a different species of alien beasts. Scientists named the mysterious terrain beyond the portals the battlefield of 10,000 races. Simultaneously, Earth's spiritual energy began to recover. Humans gradually started awakening martial abilities and supernatural powers. As battles intensified, conventional weapons proved less effective, while awakened individuals grew increasingly powerful. Eventually, these awakened warriors replaced traditional arms as humanity's primary defense force. The war between humanity and the 10,000 races continues to this day. From the ongoing reforms at Zhangzhou Martial Academy, Su Bai could tell just how dire the situation had become. Clenching his fists, he muttered to himself, "Since I now have a system, I might as well use it to protect my family in this chaotic world." Su Bai knew the fastest way to grow stronger was through a military-backed martial academy. Fortunately for him, he had awakened the trainer ability, and with just one contracted beast, he could gain admission into Wu Da Academy without having to take the entrance exam. With this in mind, he returned home. Step 1. Get into Wu Da. He looked at his savings. 2,000 yuan he had painstakingly saved over the years, and hoped it would be enough. Soon after, he entered a local beast shop. To his surprise, his system didn't respond at all. Strange, he thought. Didn't it say it would automatically detect a suitable beast? A female staff member greeted him. "Welcome. How can I help you?" "I'm a beast trainer," Su Bai explained. "What kind of beasts do you have?" She pointed to a sleek black cat in a glass enclosure. "This one is fairly ordinary but expensive. It has the bloodline of a nether cat and can easily reach silver rank. It's 36,000 yuan. Su Bai's jaw dropped. 36,000? For a cat? Next, she showed him a 4-eared dog. This one has 6-eared demon wolf blood. It's priced at 33,000. Beast after beast was shown to him, each with an even higher price tag than the last. The staff member eventually turned and asked, "So which one do you think suits you best?" But when she looked around, Su Bai was already gone. He had quietly slipped out, muttering in frustration. "Are they robbing people? Just a little beast bloodline and they're charging this much? And where's my system? Isn't there anything suitable for me?" Disappointed, Su Bai returned home. But as soon as he stepped inside, a system notification popped up. "Detected suitable beginner taming creature, little turtle. Would you like to tame it?" Su Bai was stunned. The system finally responded. He turned toward his father's pet turtle, wondering, could it be talking about that? Instantly, the turtle's status appeared before him. Name: Little Turtle. Level: Common. Initial stage: Bloodline: traces of Xuanwu turtle. Stats: Constitution 2, Defense 2, Spirit 2, Speed 2. Ability: Turtle Shell Defense. Evolution: Method: Eating. Potential: Infinite growth, capable of eventually slaying gods. Su Bai's eyes widened. Xuanwu bloodline? Now that's more like it. How much would this be worth? I'm not selling it. No matter what. His joy, however, was short-lived. Due to all the noise he was making, his sister Su Xia came out of her room and glared at him. "Su Bai, What are you doing with little 8? That's Dad's treasure. Startled, Subai quickly let go of the turtle. But the moment it was free, the turtle leapt into a grocery bag and devoured all the food inside in seconds. Both Subai and Susha were shocked. Didn't we just feed it this morning? Susha asked. Subai remembered the system's notification. Its evolution method was eating. That explained its sudden gluttony. I'm going to get it more food, he said, rushing out. Half an hour later, their parents returned home, only to find the house in total chaos. Were we robbed? His mother exclaimed. The entire kitchen had been stripped clean. Little 8, now insanely fast, was chasing Susha around the house for her last snack. Can turtles even run this fast? His father shouted. Subai quickly explained what had happened, but the house was in shambles. He thought to himself, Mom and Dad already have it tough. I'd better not tell them little 8 is a bottomless pit. He decided to handle it himself. Later that night, little 8 finally stopped after consuming every edible thing in the house. Susia scolded it furiously, but before she could finish, a massive robotic form emerged from the turtle's body. Subai was speechless. Is this glutton finally full? Or is it awakening its bloodline? The next day, although the turtle's massive transformation faded, its appetite had only increased. Still, its Xuanwu bloodline hadn't fully awakened. That's why Subai found himself back at the pet shop. This time, when the staff saw him, she asked, Have you decided on a beast? Subai shook his head. I'm not here to buy anything. I'm here to sell. He leaned in and said, I have exotic beast blood. Do you buy that? The staff member blinked in shock. You have what? One of the other customers overheard the words beast blood and quickly excused himself. That man turned out to be the shop owner. Leave this to me, he told the staff. Go handle something else. He approached Subai calmly. Young man, come sit. You say you have exotic beast blood? Would you mind letting me examine it? Subai nodded and handed over a vial. The moment the man smelled it, his eyes widened. This is real exotic beast blood, and high quality too. He turned to Subai. How much do you want for it? Subai thought for a moment. It had taken so much effort to draw even that small amount of blood from little 8. Surely it had to be worth at least $100. Just as Subai was about to say $100, the shop owner surprised him with an offer. How about $1,000? Subai's eyes widened. What? $1,000? The shop owner misread Subai's shocked reaction and assumed he was dissatisfied with the price. Thinking Subai knew the true worth of the exotic beast blood, the man chuckled awkwardly. Just kidding. For something of this quality, it's worth at least $10,000. What? Subai nearly shouted. $10,000? Again, the shop owner misunderstood, assuming the young man still wasn't satisfied. All right. How about 15,000? He quickly added. Subai covered his mouth to hide his growing smile. Who would have guessed that little turtle's blood was worth this much? I can barely keep myself from grinning. Turning away to compose himself, Subai nodded and said calmly, Fine. It's a deal. If I didn't need the money, I wouldn't sell it at all. After completing the transaction, Subai exited the shop with a skip in his step. The shop owner even came out personally to see him off. Take care, young friend. If you come across any more valuable goods, you're always welcome here. Subai glanced at his updated balance and felt a wave of satisfaction. $15,000. Just like that, little turtle, you've really earned your keep today. While walking down the street, his phone rang. It was his teacher, Ms. Lieutenant. Subai, the results for the Cultural Studies exam have just been released. There's also an important announcement from the school. Please come in this afternoon and complete your application form, and don't be late. Subai tried to ask about the announcement, but the call dropped, not because she ignored him, but because of his ancient phone's terrible signal again. As he looked down at the screen, he unknowingly wandered into an alleyway. Suddenly, a system alert popped up in front of his eyes. Warning, 3 individuals with hostile intent detected within 10 meters. Be cautious. Enemy 1, Beginner Cultivator. Enemy 2, Ordinary Human. Enemy 3, Ordinary Human. Subai spun around and saw 3 men with weapons behind him. He'd been targeted. The leader was none other than the man he had seen earlier at the exotic beast shop, someone who had clearly overheard his deal. Hand over your things, the thug growled. Judging by the shop owner's reaction, you must be carrying something valuable. Subai clenched his fists, fuming. Why am I always so unlucky? I didn't go in there to buy anything, Subai said. I sold something, that's all. But he had no intention of handing over his money. The enemy leader was only a beginner-level cultivator. He might stand a chance, Subai said aloud. I'll hand it over. He reached into his bag and pulled out Little Turtle, whispering, retract into your shell. Little Turtle immediately obeyed. Then, with a quick motion, Subai hurled it like a rock at the thug leader. The man raised his baseball bat to block and screamed, "You little brat!" Before he could strike back, Subai moved swiftly and kicked the thug square in the groin. The man collapsed to the ground, howling in agony. The other two thugs froze for a second, then shouted in rage, "How dare you touch our boss!" They charged at Subai, but he didn't back down. "Turtle, latch onto my hand." Little Turtle attached itself to Subai's fist like a gauntlet. With one powerful punch, Subai sent the first thug flying across the alley. He turned and smashed the third thug's face into the ground, knocking him out cold. The thug leader struggled to stand, clutching himself in pain. I'm gonna kill you," Subai calmly said. "Turtle, shell mode." Little Turtle tucked into its shell, and with a powerful throw, Subai launched it at the thug leader like a cannonball. The man was knocked out instantly. Subai dusted himself off, picked up his bag, and glared at the downed group. "Next time, think twice before messing with me." But just as he turned to leave, he noticed Little Turtle sniffing around the fallen leader. "Hey, what are you doing?" Subai rushed forward. Little Turtle had found a mysterious bottle and had already started drinking from it. "Wait, what are you eating now?" Subai snatched the bottle and examined it. To his shock, it was a chi blood potion, a rare elixir worth tens of thousands of dollars. Suddenly, Little Turtle began to tremble and glow. "Wait, what? This amount should take a cultivator an entire month to absorb, and it drank all of it?" Subai panicked. Can Little Turtle even handle this much? But before he could worry too much, his own body also started glowing. A surge of energy coursed through him. He felt stronger, sharper than ever. Opening his system window, Subai stared in disbelief. Level: Mid-stage Ordinary Hunter. Constitution 16. Base Attribute 10. Inherited from Tamed Beast +6. Talent unlocked: Evolution. The Tamer system displayed more information about Subai's new abilities. Tamed Beast, Unlimited Evolution. No upper limit to grade. Inherits a portion of the tamed beast's attributes and talents. The higher the beast's grade, the greater the inheritance. The system also showed that Subai had acquired a second talent. Talent: Turtle Skin Defense. Consumes a portion of the host's physical energy. When activated, a layer of turtle skin covers the body, greatly increasing defense. Subai was stunned by the effects of the chi blood potion. Not only had his attributes increased significantly, but he had also awakened a powerful new talent. And he wasn't the only one who had leveled up. Little Turtle had also evolved. Its grade had advanced to mid-stage ordinary. Although the Xuanwu bloodline had not yet fully awakened, the system noted that upon reaching the bronze grade, the bloodline would partially activate, greatly enhancing its stats. From average stats of 2, Little Turtle now had Constitution 32, Defense 38, Agility 10, Spirit. It had also awakened 2 talents. 1. Turtle Shell Defense. Completely retracts into its shell, increasing defense by 300%. In this state, it cannot move or attack. 2. Turtle Skin Defense. Consumes physical energy, increasing defense by 50% to 100%. Seeing the turtle's massive stat boost, Subai was left speechless. It gained 32 Constitution and 38 Defense. He recalled learning in class that even high-stage power-type beasts typically had attribute points around 30. Yet his turtle had already surpassed that, without even awakening its bloodline. Little Turtle looked quite proud of itself. Subai chuckled and picked it up. "All right, glutton, you've had enough. Let's get out of here." The scene shifted to the school, where Teacher Lee addressed the students. "The results for the Cultural Studies exam have been released. I'll be collecting your academy application intentions this afternoon." She continued with an announcement. "A special recruitment teacher from Wu University will be visiting our school to evaluate candidates for their awakened abilities. Just like last year, there are 2 guaranteed admission spots." While filling out their forms, Yanran turned to Subai. "Have you decided? Are you applying to Wen College or Wu University?" Subai smiled and replied, "Wu University. I must get in." Yanran was taken aback. "Didn't I ask you to apply to Wen College with me? Those who enter Wu University must go to the battlefield. Do you know how dangerous that is?" But Subai answered calmly, "Someone has to go. I've made my decision." He looked at her and added gently, "The reason I'm heading to the front lines is to protect someone important to me." He meant his family, but Yanran misunderstood, her cheeks flushing. Someone important? Could it be? Just then, a teacher approached. "Lin Yanran, which academy are you applying to?" Yanran didn't respond right away. Subai observed her silence and thought to himself, she probably hasn't awakened any special abilities, and she's never trained physically. She'll likely choose Wen College. After a pause, Yanran told the teacher, I haven't decided yet. I want to think about it a little longer. Teacher Lee reminded the class, this is a life-changing decision for each of you. Please take your results home, discuss with your families, and submit your forms by midnight. The class was then dismissed. Later that evening, Yanran returned home. While taking a bath, she called Subai. Blushing slightly, she said, Subai, I've decided. I'm also applying to Wu University. Subai, who was busy cleaning up his house, nearly dropped the phone in surprise. Wait, really? You're not joking? I'm serious, Yanran replied. And I want to give you a surprise. As they talked, Subai noticed Little Turtle sneaking more food from the table. Sorry, something urgent just came up. I'll call you back. He ended the call and shouted, You useless glutton! Stop eating so much! The next day, all the students gathered in the school stadium. Teacher Lee stepped onto the stage and warmly welcomed a guest. Please welcome Instructor Zhang, military martial arts instructor and our school principal. Instructor Zhang stood tall as he looked over the students. 1 year ago, 126 of you entered this school. Today, 65 remain. 2 years ago, 98 students enrolled. Only 32 are alive. 3 years ago, 86 entered. Now, just 11 survive. A tense silence fell. Fear crept into the students' eyes. I don't say this to scare you, Instructor Zhang continued, but you must understand, being here is not something to boast about. From here on, you will face endless trials, responsibility, and danger. You are the protectors of this country. Instructor Zhang looked across the sea of students and raised his voice firmly. Wu Da is a place where the strong are cultivated. Do you wish to be counted among them? Yes! The students roared in unison. Instructor Zhang smiled. Very good. I look forward to seeing your performance in the entrance examination. As the crowd dispersed, the students began heading back to their classes. But just as Subai turned to leave, Teacher Lee called out, Subai, please wait. She approached with Instructor Zhang beside her. Subai paused, puzzled. Is something wrong? He asked. Instructor Zhang stepped forward. Are you Subai? Yes, that's me, Subai replied. A space has been reserved for you at Wuda Academy. You're to head there immediately and prepare for the entrance examination. Subai froze. A reserved spot? For a broke kid like him? Instructor Zhang smiled knowingly. There's a vehicle waiting for you at the school gate. News of Subai's reserved spot spread like wildfire. Many students were stunned. Some whispered accusations of favoritism, while others were jealous, wishing they were the one chosen. Soon after, Subai boarded the bus with a group of other students and arrived at the gates of Wuda Academy. The campus was majestic, ancient yet modern. A towering stone pillar stood in the center. That's the school's motto, the instructor guiding them explained. Subai gazed in awe. The students were then led to pick up their uniforms and were assigned to the dormitories. The instructor brought them to the male dorms and said, Get some rest and change into your uniforms. Someone will announce the examination schedule shortly. Subai was assigned room 303. As he approached, he heard a voice inside. In the early stages of martial arts training, resources are everything. He knocked and entered. Inside, he found 3 other boys. One of them, a red-haired student, was proudly displaying 3 bottles of glowing fluid. My father managed to acquire 3 drops of extremely rare monster blood from Yu Mountain. He even hired a master pharmacist to turn them into high-quality medicine. The other boys were amazed. Is this what rare monster blood looks like? I've bought something similar before, the second added, but never anything this potent. Subai stepped in and introduced himself. Hi, I'm Subai. I was also assigned to room 303. The red-haired boy nodded. So you're Subai. Looks like we're all here. He gestured to the others. I'm Han Jiagang. And these 2 are Tao Jiajun and Fan Chaowen. Nice to meet you all, Subai said politely. Han Jiagong waved it off. No need to be so formal. We're roommates now. He then turned back to the bottles with pride. These came from my father. He sent people all over the country to find this stuff. The mention of Yu Mountain and 3 drops made Subai's eyes narrow. Wait a second. Could that be the blood I sold to the exotic pet shop? He asked casually. That must have been expensive, right? Han Jiagong smirked. Not really. Just around 30,000 per drop, so less than 100,000 total. Practically spare change. Subai's smile twitched. That slimy pet shop owner sold it for 90,000? I gave it to him for 30,000. Blasted middleman. While they were chatting, a sudden commotion erupted outside. Students were shouting and rushing to the windows. Whoa! A goddess just walked into the dorm courtyard. I'm voting for her in this year's beauty contest. Those legs, she's divine. Even the dormitory warden was shocked. Miss, this is the men's dormitory. Who are you looking for? The girl smiled politely. I'm looking for Subai. Gasps filled the building. The warden turned back and bellowed into the dorms. If there's a Subai in here, get out here. A pretty girl's looking for you. Back in room 303, the three boys stared at Subai in disbelief. Did she just say you? Tao Jiajun asked. No way, Fan Chaowen murmured. Is she really here for you? As Subai walked downstairs, they all peeked out, stunned. It was Yanran. Subai, she said, beaming. That uniform really suits you. He stepped closer, adjusting his collar. Now you look even more handsome. Subai blushed, overwhelmed by her closeness. From the windows above, the boys shouted, Die, you bastard! Don't touch our goddess! Yanran giggled and asked, You're not mad about the reserved spot, are you? Subai shook his head. Number I was planning to take the test myself, but since you arranged it, he reached out and gently patted her head. Yanran blushed and laughed. I was afraid you'd be upset. But you're thanking me instead? She then handed him a bag. The entrance exam is the day after tomorrow. I prepared some pills for you. Subai was startled. You've helped me enough. You should save these for yourself. But Yanran didn't let him finish. She smiled, waved, and ran off. Back upstairs, the dormitory exploded with rage. Who is this guy? Did he just touch her head? He's fighting for her heart. When Subai returned to the room, the atmosphere had completely changed. Han Jiagong and the others stood respectfully. Brother Subai, they began massaging his shoulders, bombarding him with questions. Who was that girl? Subai blinked. Who? Don't act humble, Jiajun said while still massaging. The goddess who came looking for you. After hearing the noise from the dormitory window, Subai laughed and told his roommates, She's just my high school classmate. Hearing that, Han Jiagong grinned and stepped closer to him. Brother Su, since we're dorm mates now, could you maybe convince that goddess to bring some of her friends over sometime? Subai hesitated to answer. Seeing his hesitation, Han Jiagong quickly changed the topic. Since this is our first time hanging out, how about we treat you to a good dinner tonight and chat more? Before Subai could even respond, the group had already finalized their plan. They told him to get some rest and prepare for a fun night out, then excitedly left the room. Watching them go, Subai chuckled. These brothers really are something else. He then reached for his bag and took out Little Turtle. Come on out. Next, he checked the bag that Yanran had given him. Inside, he found a blood essence potion. The moment Little Turtle saw it, its eyes lit up with excitement. Amused by the reaction, Subai laughed like a mischievous villain. You know what happens after you eat this, right? Little Turtle shivered at Subai's expression, clearly intimidated. That evening, Subai went out with Han Jiagong, Tao Jiajun, and Fan Chaowen. They headed to a high-end hotel for dinner. Seeing the luxurious venue, Subai asked, Isn't this a bit over the top? Han Jiagong laughed. Just enjoy yourself, Brother Su. Leave the rest to your brothers. In the private dining room, Han Jiagong raised a toast. I, Han Jia, feel extremely lucky to have met such amazing people here at Wuda, especially Brother Su. A toast to our future together. Subai smiled. Since we're dormmates, there's no need to be so formal. Let's all relax. As they settled down, Subai leaned toward Han Jiagong. I mentioned earlier that I'm high school classmates with Lin Yanran. I might be able to get her to introduce some of her friends, but let's talk about that another time. Then, Subai placed a red vial on the table. Actually, I do need your help. I've got this rare monster blood, and I'd like you to help me handle it. Both Tao Jiajun and Fan Chaowen leaned in, stunned. Brother Su's monster blood looks even better than yours, Jiajun whispered. Han Jiagong inspected the potion carefully. This blood is better than anything I've ever seen. He immediately pulled out his phone. This is too rare. I'm calling my father right now to send someone over. Subai chuckled. No rush. Let's eat first. But Han Jiagong had already dialed. On the other end, his father picked up. Little Jin, what now? Have you already burned through your allowance? I sent you to Wuda to grow stronger, not waste time. No, Dad, this is serious, Han Jiagong said firmly. A classmate has 7 drops of high-quality monster blood, better than what we got last time. I couldn't dare set a price. There was a long pause. 7 drops? His father repeated in shock. Are you sure it's higher quality? Come see for yourself. I'll send you the address. An hour later, Han Jiagong's father arrived at the hotel, along with Master Chow, a renowned pharmacist. When Master Chow examined Subai's monster blood, his eyes lit up. This is the purest, most energy-dense monster blood I've ever seen. I could craft incredible things with this. Han Jiagong's father raised an eyebrow. Are you exaggerating? Not at all, Master Chow replied. Even with the best equipment, the value of this blood would only continue to rise. Han Jiagong stared wide-eyed. Damn! Brother Su, your monster blood is seriously OP. Master Chao stepped forward respectfully. Young man, how much do you want for this monster blood? Subai calmly replied. A friend told me it's not for sale. It can only be exchanged for blood essence of equal value. Han Jiagong's father nodded slowly. Subai, since you're a classmate of my son and I'm your senior, I couldn't possibly shortchange you. I'll take all 7 drops. In return, I'll give you 14 bottles of blood essence. How does that sound? Subai smiled and agreed. That's fair. Thank you. Pleased, Han Jiagong's father made another offer. Subai, how about joining the Han family? We'll provide all your cultivation resources for free. Subai respectfully declined. I appreciate the offer, but I'm not planning to join any family right now. Han Jiagong's father leaned forward, voice a little firmer. You should reconsider. This kind of opportunity doesn't come twice. Before the pressure could build, a loud voice came from outside the room. He said he didn't want to, so no one is allowed to force him. The door swung open. Yanran stepped in, her eyes blazing. Do you understand? She said, staring down Han Jiagong's father. Subai was shocked. Yanran? What are you doing here? I came to settle some personal matters, she said, softening slightly. I didn't expect to run into you. Han Jiagong's father frowned at her tone, clearly annoyed. Before he could speak, Master Chao quickly stepped between them. Wait, do you know who she is? He whispered something into Han Jiagong's father's ear. His eyes widened in shock. Realizing who she was, he quickly stood up and bowed slightly. Miss Lin, I'm terribly sorry. This is just a misunderstanding. Subai and my son are classmates and good friends. I would never pressure him. Yanran's expression softened. She turned to Subai. Are you heading back to school? Let's go together. Subai nodded. Yeah, I'm done here anyway. He turned and said goodbye to the others. As he and Yanran left the hotel together, Han Jiagong called after them. Wait up, I'm heading back too, but his father grabbed his arm. Not now. Listen closely. He looked seriously at his son. From this moment on, build a solid relationship with Subai. Our family's future may depend on him. Han Jiagong blinked. And that girl, Lin Yanran, keep your distance. A very safe, respectful distance. Don't provoke her under any circumstances. Han Jiagong was stunned by his father's words. Brother Su and that goddess Yanran are really that impressive? 2 days later, at the military training grounds of Marshall University, all freshmen were gathered on the main field. Instructor Zhang stood at the front, his voice booming over the crowd. Over the next few days, all of you will participate in special freshman training. The location for this training will be the battlefield of all races. A wave of panic rippled through the crowd. Students murmured anxiously. The battlefield of all races? Isn't that place way too dangerous? Forget failing. What if we die? Instructor Zhang raised his hand to calm them. Don't panic. The designated training zone has already been cleared by the academy. The instructors will ensure your safety. He continued. You will now be divided into groups of 50. Each group will be led by a bronze-level instructor who will also serve as your homeroom teacher and provide your training tasks. He concluded with a firm nod. I wish all of you a victorious return. As the students began organizing, Yanran came running up to Subai, her eyes bright with excitement. Subai, we've been assigned to the same class. Subai smiled. Did you arrange this on purpose? Before she could answer, a firm voice called out. Class 8, gather up. The woman walking toward them had fiery red hair. She introduced herself with a confident tone. I'm Liao Yuxin, your special training instructor. The boys in Class 8 were stunned, not by her reputation, but by her stunning appearance. She's gorgeous. We're so lucky, Instructor Liao continued, unfazed by the admiration. I'll be giving out all your training tasks. Your first task, write a will. The class went silent. You have 1 day to write it. Be at the teleport plaza by 8 a.m. tomorrow. We'll depart for the battlefield of all races then. Panic set in again. Wait, are we really risking our lives? I still want to carry on the family line. I need to write a will. I've got so much to leave to my parents. Yanran turned to Subai. So, do you have any plans for today? Subai shrugged. Not much to prepare. I'll head back to the dorm first. Yanran nodded, relaxed, but Han Jiagong and the others were clearly tense. The mention of the battlefield had left them rattled. Back at the dorm, Han Jiagong knocked on Subai's door. Brother Su, we're heading to the battlefield tomorrow. Tonight, I'm taking the boys out for a good time. Come with us. Subai shook his head. Thanks, but I've got things to take care of. You guys enjoy. Han Jiagong nodded in understanding. Just then, he noticed Little Turtle munching away in the corner. He patted its shell and laughed. Brother Su, your pet turtle is something else. This shell's solid. Subai smiled. His name's Little 8, but he's a bit of a glutton. Little Turtle growled quietly at the insult, clearly offended. Soon after, Han Jiagang and the others left the room. Subai looked at his pet, who had just cleared his plate and was already asking for more. You little glutton, all you care about is food. He sighed and poured out more blood essence. Fine, eat your fill tonight, but once we're on the battlefield, you'd better perform. Little Turtle immediately gulped it down, making Subai laugh. Slow down, no one's going to steal it from you. Suddenly, a system notification appeared before Subai's eyes. Congratulations, your tamed beast, Little Turtle, has leveled up to high-rank ordinary exotic beast. As a result, your level has increased as well. New talent acquired, Heavy Strike. Consumes stamina to increase attack power by 100% to 200%. The more stamina consumed, the stronger the attack. Subai opened the status window. Tamed beast, Little Turtle. Grade, high rank ordinary. Strength, 64. Defense, 78. Agility, 20. Mental strength, 20. Talents, Turtle Shell. Defense, Turtle Skin Defense, Heavy Strike. Then he checked his own stats. Subai, high rank ordinary. Strength, 28. Base, 15. Inherited, 13. Agility, 19. Mental strength, 34. Talents, Infinite Evolution. Turtle Skin Defense. Heavy Strike. This blood essence is seriously effective, Subai muttered. Nice job, Little 8. When we hit the battlefield, we'll go all out together. The next morning, all students gathered at the training field. Instructors reported to Chief Instructor Zhang. All trainees are ready and geared up. Instructor Zhang nodded. Open Teleport Formation 1. Prepare to teleport. A massive teleportation array lit up, glowing with energy. The students stared in awe. Only Marshall University could afford something this grand. This is insane. As the formation powered up, Yanran stood beside Subai. Be careful once we're there, all right? Subai nodded. Don't worry. We'll complete the mission safely. They exchanged a smile and stepped forward together, toward the battlefield of 10,000 races. Instructor Yu raised her voice and said firmly, Everyone, relax your bodies and prepare for teleportation. One by one, the students entered the teleportation formation. Within seconds, they arrived at the military base within the battlefield of all races. All of them stood in stunned silence. We really got here in just a few seconds, and this place looks epic, someone whispered. Instructor Yu snapped into a salute and addressed the man waiting for them. Apologies, Lieutenant Hunter. These kids are just rookies. They haven't seen much. The man standing tall in front of them introduced himself in a deep, commanding voice. I am the Deputy Lieutenant of Military Base F-269. You may address me as Deputy Lieutenant, or simply Sir. His sharp eyes scanned the group. I don't care if you're a student or an instructor. On my turf, you follow my orders. Understood? Understood, sir? The students shouted in unison. Watching him, Han Jiagang whispered, So what if he's just a deputy lieutenant? What's the big deal? Subai leaned over and pointed at the scar on the officer's face. That scar says it all. He's a battle-hardened soldier. The deputy lieutenant nodded. You're in luck today. My team just returned from a mission. Your first task will be to clean the battlefield. Gasps and nervous chatter spread through the group. During the process, you'll encounter phantom cats, leftover beasts that survived the battle. Eliminate them. It'll be your first taste of real combat. His tone grew serious. For every phantom cat you kill, you earn military merit points. Those can be exchanged at the logistics department for blood vitality powder and body tempering elixirs. Upon hearing that, Tao Jiajun lit up. Fortune really does come with risk, Han Jiegang added. No wonder people risk their lives to come here. This is where true warriors are forged. Seeing their excitement, the deputy lieutenant chuckled. You brats seem eager. Good. Follow me. Move out. The students cheered and followed. As they marched, Subai thought to himself, if I gather enough merit points, I can exchange them for elixirs. That'd be great for Little 8. He deserves a feast. The deputy lieutenant led them past a row of tents, stopping near a group of wounded soldiers lying on stretchers. These soldiers just returned from the front lines. Take a good look. Jiajun stepped closer. Are all these injuries from fighting phantom cats? Han Jiagang frowned. That can't be. Phantom cats are supposed to be weak beasts. How could they cause this much damage? Looking at the bloodied soldiers, several students started panicking. Even the weakest monsters are this dangerous? How am I supposed to survive this? Enough chatter, Instructor Yu barked. Do you think this is a playground? You signed up for Wu Da. This is what it means to be a martial warrior. Be ready to face death. Nearby, Yanran trembled. She leaned in close to Subai. Subai, stay near me on the battlefield. I don't want anything to happen to you. Subai nodded solemnly. I will. And you be careful too. As they arrived at the main gate, a soldier saluted the deputy lieutenant. Sir, we are currently guarding the northern gate. Today alone, we've eliminated 35 ferocious beasts that attacked the base. The lieutenant nodded approvingly. Good work. Open the main gate. Let these rookies see what the Myriad Clan's battlefield truly looks like. With his order, the massive gates groaned open. Instructor Yu turned to her students. With Deputy Commander Hunter personally leading the team, this is a rare opportunity. Make sure you perform well. Understood, Instructor, the students shouted. Watching their enthusiasm, the lieutenant gave a slight smile. Brats, you've all submitted your wills at the depot, haven't you? Because from this moment on, you're walking side by side with death. The gates fully opened. On the other side, the students saw soldiers battling ferocious beasts. The scene was intense, bloody, brutal, and chaotic. Han Jiagong's eyes widened. This is what a battlefield looks like? It's so gruesome. The fighting soldiers were from the lieutenant's unit. One of them glanced back and spotted the officer. He immediately ran over and saluted. Captain, why did you personally come here? Enough questions. Get a team together to help guard this batch of recruits. The soldier turned and left to gather his squad. Instructor Yu gathered the students and explained. We'll be heading to Area F-260, a forest zone where most monsters have already been cleared out. Your mission? Retrieve monster cores from the remaining Yuming cats. The deputy lieutenant stepped forward. Rookies, are you ready? We're ready, sir, the students shouted in sync. Meanwhile, the soldier returned with a strike team. The squad leader approached Instructor Yu and said casually, Relax, Instructor. This mission's no big deal. Clearing a battlefield isn't exactly dangerous. He smirked and added, Sending these rookies to the front lines would be a waste. They'd all be dead in an hour. He then turned to Captain Fu and asked, Why are you personally leading them anyway? Captain Fu replied coldly, You talk too much. Don't ask useless questions. The strike team leader fell silent immediately. Instructor Yu bowed slightly. Captain Fu? Thank you for your support. Captain Fu nodded. It's nothing. These students are future warriors. It's our duty to protect them. Meanwhile, in Didu, the capital and highest military command post in Long, a soldier burst into the war room. Senior officer, urgent report from the battlefield of all races. Speak. A large horde of monsters has broken through our defenses. 12 golden-ranked beasts from the Yuming cat tribe are leading the charge, targeting military camps D-128 through D-140. The senior officer's face darkened. Ascertain their direction. Immediately alert all southern camps. Tell them to prepare for battle. He paused, then added with conviction, and send an urgent message to Base F-269. The Wuda freshmen have just entered the battlefield. They are the future of Long. Protect them at all costs. Meanwhile, at Area F-269, all the students arrived at the designated section of the battlefield for their cleanup assignment. Instructor Yu stood before them and spoke firmly. When clearing out a battlefield, time is of the essence. Every extra minute you stay increases your danger. Move efficiently. The students immediately sprang into action. Subai and Yanran worked together. While collecting materials, Yanran explained, The hides, blood, flesh, claws, and teeth of the Yuming cats can be used to make powerful weapons and medicines. Subai nodded in realization. No wonder so many people are willing to risk their lives here. Rare materials are everywhere. Little 8 will be eating well again. He opened his inventory and checked his core collection. Just a few more and I can exchange them for blood spirit essence. If I get enough, Little Turtle will definitely level up. But just as he was going through his inventory, a system warning notification popped up. High-level threat detected. 164 hostile Yuming cats rapidly approaching. Distance, 3 kilometers. Direction, southwest forest. Danger rating, 5 stars. Life threat level, 4 stars. Suggestion, remain on guard and alert your unit. Subai's eyes widened. The system's only warned me once before, back when it sensed that beginner martial artist. But this is a 5-star threat. Seeing his pale expression, Yanran grew concerned. What's wrong, Subai? Without answering, Subai sprinted toward Instructor Yu, who was stationed in a tree surveying the area. He called out, Instructor Yu, there's a problem. A large horde of monsters is heading toward us from the southwest. Instructor Yu glanced in that direction but saw nothing. Frowning, she leapt down and scolded him. Subai, this is a battlefield, not a playground. Do you know the consequences of causing mass panic? I'm serious, Subai insisted. There are more than 100 human cats coming straight for us. Hearing the commotion, Captain Fu approached, expression stern. Subai, you're claiming you can sense monsters? I assure you, there's nothing within 2 kilometers. Subai pleaded. Please listen, they're 3 kilometers away and closing fast. Captain Fu raised an eyebrow. Are you suggesting your senses are sharper than mine? Instructor Yu crossed her arms. Captain, perhaps he's just anxious. It's his first time on a real battlefield. I'm not overreacting. Subai stepped forward. Please believe me, I can tame monsters, which gives me an enhanced danger sense. Instructor Yu blinked in surprise. You can tame monsters? Why wasn't this reported to the school? Subai replied, I was guaranteed a place at Wuda, so no one recorded my ability. Gasps spread through the group. A student muttered, if Subai can really tame monsters, then where's his tamed beast? Before anyone could respond, a deafening roar came from the southwest. A group of panicked students rushed in shouting, the human cats are coming! We just saw them! Hundreds of them! Instructor Yu turned sharply. Are you sure? Yes. They're coming in fast. Captain Fu's expression turned grim. Everyone, form defensive positions. Messenger, contact base for reinforcements. Immediately. But the messenger returned quickly with bad news. Captain, all surrounding camps are under attack as well. They can't send help. Instructor Yu's face turned pale. Over 100 human cats and no backup? These are just students. They can't fight that. Captain Fu drew his weapon. Subai was right. I can sense them now too. They're coming fast. He turned to the strike team leader. Send 4 soldiers to guard the students. Protect them with your lives. The strike team leader saluted and moved quickly to follow orders. Subai stepped forward. Captain, I can fight. You don't need to assign anyone to protect me. Suddenly, the first human cat burst from the forest, its hulking form far more tiger than cat, brimming with killing intent. Bronze stage, someone shouted. The beasts pounced. Captain Fu and his soldiers immediately began firing shots and launching attacks. The battlefield exploded into chaos. Hold the line, Captain Fu shouted. Retaliate. Protect the students at all costs. But the soldiers were clearly struggling. These monsters were far stronger than expected. The human cats didn't even look like cats. They looked like armored tiger demons. Still, Captain Fu and Instructor Yu managed to slay a few, holding the front with grim determination. Everyone, maintain formation, Captain Fu roared. If we can hold off their initial assault, we can survive this. But some of the beasts broke through the line and charged toward the students. The strike team leader raised his voice. Watch out! Students raised their shields, bracing themselves. Then someone shouted, by the honor burning in my chest, my country will never fall. Their war cries echoed as the first clash between rookies and monsters erupted in fire and blood. As the students chanted in unison, by the honor burning in my chest, my country will never fall. An astonishing transformation took place. Their bodysuits began to glow with radiant light, and a faint magical formation formed beneath their feet, resonating with the chant's energy. But just as the human cats charged toward them, 2 figures emerged from the back lines and moved swiftly to the front. With synchronized precision, they launched a counterattack. The first was Zhang Mani, an early bronze stage hunter wielding a gleaming longbow. She spoke confidently to her partner. Just keep them restrained. I'll shoot them down. Her partner, Luo Yong, also an early bronze stage hunter, swung his longsword with deadly precision. He smirked and replied, it's just a bunch of oversized cats. Nothing to be afraid of. I've got this. Instructor Yu's eyes widened in recognition. That's Zhang Mani, the ghostly archer, and Luo Yong, the one with divine strength. This batch of students is truly something. Watching them fight, Subai was amazed, not only by their strength, but by how cool and commanding they looked. They were clearly equipped with high-quality weapons, while all he had was his little turtle. The rest of the students were just as captivated. Jia Jun, eyes sparkling, exclaimed, that blockhead's crazy strong. He might even be more impressive than Brother Su. As all attention focused on the 2 elite students, no one noticed a soldier at the far side of the clearing struggling to fend off a monster alone. Suddenly, a deafening roar echoed from the forest, shaking the ground. Everyone instinctively covered their ears as the monstrous sound reverberated across the field. As the echo faded, a new figure emerged from the woods. The surrounding human cats immediately dropped to their knees. What stepped out was the king of the human cats, a monstrous beast at the middle silver stage. Its stats were projected on Subai's interfaced Constitution, 45, Agility, 88, Spirit, 43. Captain Fu's face turned grim. A silver stage cat king. Why would one appear here? He turned to the messenger beside him. Contact the base. Request reinforcements immediately. But before any action could be taken, Manny and Luo Yong charged straight toward the beast. Wait! Instructor Yu shouted in panic. Manny, Luo Yong, come back now. That's not some toy. It's a silver stage monster. But it was already too late. The Cat King moved. In a blur of motion, it swung its claw with immense force. In a single strike, both Manny and Luo Yong were sent flying, crashing into the ground, weapons disarmed. Instructor Yu rushed toward them. Fall back, get out of there. But Captain Fu held her back. It's no use. They're already down. He turned toward his men. Cover fire, now. The soldiers immediately opened fire to protect their fallen comrades, but it was no use. The king of the Yuming cats turned its furious gaze toward them, then leapt forward, claws glowing with brutal energy, ready to tear through the front lines. The king of the Yuming cats jumped again to strike Manny and Luo Yong, who were injured and unable to defend themselves. However, before it could even touch them, something shining green came with high speed and hit the king of the Yuming cats on the face, sending it flying. Everyone was confused about what had just happened. That green shining thing was Subai's little turtle. Everyone was shocked to see a flying turtle and asked, "What is that?" Instructor Yu told the others, "It's a turtle that hit the king of the Yuming cats." When Han Jiagang saw the little turtle, he immediately recognized that it was Subai's. Subai then came forward to defend Manny and Luo Yong, saying, "As expected, this entrance is still a bit awkward." He introduced himself as Beast-Tamer Subai, and the little turtle as his beast. He told Manny and Luo Yong to handle the smaller cats while he dealt with the Cat King. When the other students saw Subai and his turtle, they were all very shocked. They wondered if the turtle was that impressive, and if the Cat King was really knocked away by it. Yanren was very happy to find that this turtle was actually Subai's beast. When the king of the Yuming cats stood up again, Subai asked his little turtle to show this wild cat what you can do. On his command, the little turtle charged at the king of the Yuming cats with lightning speed. Manny was shocked to see the little turtle's speed, asking, "How is Subai's turtle running so fast? Is that still a turtle?" Captain Fu, who was shooting the Yuming cats, was surprised when he saw the little turtle fighting their king. He didn't expect that Subai actually had such power. Instructor Yu, who was fighting beside the captain, told him that she didn't expect it either, saying, "Subai's beast taming is indeed a little different." Instructor Fu turned to the students and commanded, "Since Subai has already distracted the Cat King, attack and clear out these nether cats." On her command, all the students immediately started killing the Yuming cats like ants. Meanwhile, the king of the Yuming cats was very angry while fighting the little turtle and used demonic flames to strike the turtle with its claws. Its attack landed perfectly on the little turtle's shell. However, instead of the turtle being injured, the king of the Yuming cats lost all its claws. The little turtle had used its shell defense and retracted into its shell, which increased its defense by 300%. Captain Fu was shocked to see a normal-grade creature withstand the Silver Cat King's crushing claws. He was surprised by the little turtle's insane defense. Captain Fu knew that now wasn't the time to be shocked. He immediately went towards the king of the Yuming cats and asked his soldiers to cover him, saying, "While the Cat King is occupied, I'm going to finish it." While the king of the Yuming cats was busy fighting the little turtle, Captain Fu sneaked up from behind and jumped on it, aiming at its abdomen, knowing that it was its weak spot. With full power, Captain Fu hit the king of the Yuming cats with his fire sword, telling it to prepare to die. The king of the Yuming cats screamed in pain. It used its tail and struck Captain Fu, sending him flying. Captain Fu missed the attack on its abdomen. When he fell to the ground, he immediately charged at the king of the Yuming cats, shouting, "Once more! Beast, it's either you die or I live." Seeing Captain Fu charging at the king of the Yuming cats, Subai told the little turtle to use its ultimate move. Hearing that, the little turtle's body started shining and it began to spin. Jia Jun and Fan Chao were confused. What is this ultimate move? Why is the turtle spinning in place? Leaving them confused, Subai ran towards the spinning little turtle. He had read in a book that the Cat King's weak spot is its abdomen. He kicked the little turtle like a football, aiming at the Cat King's abdomen. The little turtle shot towards the Cat King like a bullet at high speed. Before the Cat King could injure Captain Fu, the turtle hit its abdomen with a solid impact, sending the Cat King flying far away. After hitting the Cat King, the little turtle landed like a superhero. Captain Fu was shocked that Subai had actually hit the weak spot. He moved farther away to see if the Cat King had survived. On the other hand, the Cat King was bleeding heavily but somehow managed to stand up again. It roared very loudly, looking at the sky, and then fell. Finally, the Cat King was dead. Seeing the Cat King dead, everyone jumped in happiness. The Cat King has been defeated. Captain Fu, who was very injured, asked in disbelief, "Did we really win?" Yanran came running and hugged Subai tightly, saying, "Subai, you're amazing. You defeated the Golden Level Cat King." Subai was surprised by the sudden hug from Yanran. Everyone gathered around Subai, praising him and saying he was incredible. Jiajun asked Subai where he got the turtle, saying he wanted one too. While they were busy talking, the little turtle took this opportunity to start searching the Cat King's body for something to eat. To its luck, it found a yellow beast core. It got very excited seeing the yellow stone and was about to eat it, but Subai noticed just in time. He shouted, "Little turtle, what are you sneaking off to eat now?" But before he could get there, the little turtle ate the yellow beast core. Subai was angry, but suddenly a black shadow appeared in the sky. Seeing it, everyone became confused, asking, "What's that in the sky?" Captain Fu immediately recognized it and told the others, "This is dangerous." The Cat King's final howl was summoning its kind. Instructor Yu asked him, could an even more dangerous beast be approaching? Meanwhile, at the base operations center, a soldier reported to the commander. According to Frontline Energy Wave Analysis, F269 base is detecting a large number of unknown level beasts. It has become very dangerous. This was the same base where Subai was. Suddenly the commander got news that Hulin's daughter, Yanran, was among the group of trainee students at base F269. The one who told him this news was Wen Yuan. He asked the commander to provide immediate support. The commander immediately agreed, saying he would dispatch a scout company to escort Mr. Wen to the battlefield. Mr. Wen told the commander that he didn't need it, as he couldn't wait, and headed there himself. Before leaving, he turned to the commander and told him, "Within 20 minutes, I hope reinforcements reach the battlefield." Hearing the 20-minute countdown, the commander told him that he was giving the order now. The commander was very nervous, thinking about this terrible situation, because he knew that if Hu Lin went mad, the entire city of Jiangzhou wouldn't be able to handle it. He immediately sent the orders. Back at base F269, after the black shadows covered the sky, a pair of red eyes suddenly appeared within them. The eyes were looking at the group very angrily, and a loud voice called out, "Foolish humans! Lowly species!" Hearing the voice, Instructor Yu was shocked and asked Captain Fu, "How is this possible? It can actually speak human language." Captain Fu was shocked himself. He said, "This is impossible. A beast that understands human language must be at least golden level and shouldn't appear here." He immediately ordered everyone to quickly form a defensive formation, place the injured in the center. Suddenly, the black shadow fell to the ground beside the Cat King's dead body. From the shadows a very angry voice said, "Lowly species, how dare you slaughter my kind?" The shadow monster then started eating the Cat King's body. The students were shocked and disgusted seeing the monster eating the Cat King. When Captain Fu saw the monster, he said, "This is absolutely impossible. How could something like that appear in this area?" Suddenly, Subai got a warning notification from the system. The system warned Subai of extreme danger as a golden level beast was detected nearby. It told him, "Please leave immediately. The lethal threat is 5 stars, an extreme danger state." Subai was shocked to find that it was actually a golden level beast. The monster that came out of the shadow was the Shadow Cat King, and it was even a mutated monster. It was a golden level creature with the following stats: Constitution 272, Agility 345, Mentality 275. After sustaining severe injuries, the Shadow Cat King entered a bloodthirsty berserk state, increasing its agility and attack by 100% with a 50% reduction in defense. Luo Yang was shocked to find that it was a golden level beast and said, "Even our teacher probably hasn't faced one." Manny was terrified and fell to the ground, crying, "I want to go home. I don't want to die." Seeing that reinforcements hadn't arrived, Captain Fu charged at the Shadow Cat King, ordering everyone to escort the wounded and retreat. "I will cover you." He jumped to attack, shouting, "Beast, I'll fight you to the death." However, with just one swing of its hand, the Shadow Cat King sent Captain Fu flying. It then raised its claws to finish off the captain. Seeing this, Subai threw his little turtle, ordering it to protect Captain Fu. When the Shadow Cat King struck at the captain, the little turtle jumped in between and blocked the attack with its shell defense. The Shadow Cat King was shocked by the turtle's exceptionally tough shell, but suddenly, deep scratches appeared on the shell, and it started bleeding. Captain Fu was shocked and asked the little turtle if it was okay. Seeing the little turtle injured, Subai tried to go to it, but before he could move, he also got injured and started bleeding from his mouth. He felt the same pain as the little turtle. Yanran, standing beside him, was very shocked to see him and asked if he was injured. Instructor Yu, who was helping the captain at the moment, was shocked to see Subai get hurt. She could not understand how he got injured, as she didn't see the Shadow Cat King attack him. Seeing Subai, Captain Fu wondered if it was the beast tamer's same origin effect. Hearing that, Instructor Yu said, "That's impossible. I'll go check it out." Suddenly, a system notification appeared for Subai. Because the tamed beast has fallen into a seriously injured state, it has triggered the tamer's talent, the same origin. The host and the tamed beast now share energy and damage. Instructor Yu came and checked on Subai but didn't find any external injuries on him. Shocked, she wondered, could it be that Subai really understood the origin of the legendary beast-taming skill? In pain, Subai fell, but Yanran caught him, preventing him from hitting the ground. She was very worried. Seeing his condition, Subai saw the notification and understood what had happened to him. He told her that he was okay. Instructor Yu pointed her sword at the Shadow Cat King and said, "Subai is sharing the attack of the gold-level Shadow Cat King with his tamed beast. Let's go support him." "Yes, we can't let him fight alone," all the students and soldiers shouted together. Seeing everyone charging together, the Shadow Cat King smiled. Its eyes burned with anger, and it called them a bunch of ants. When all the students charged at the Shadow Cat King with Instructor Yu and Captain Fu, the monster took on its shadow form to fight. It also sent one of its shadow minions towards Subai. Instructor Yu noticed it and told Subai to be careful. When Yanran saw the shadow minion coming, she tried to protect Subai by taking the hit. But suddenly, there was a huge explosion, covering the ground with flames. Subai and Yanran were completely fine, as the shadow minion didn't reach them and died in the explosion. Yanran was shocked, asking, "What just happened?" Seeing that, Subai smiled because the core crystal of the Silver Yuming Cat King had finally been absorbed. A system notification appeared. The little turtle is upgraded to the bronze level. Black Turtle. The Black Tortoise bloodline is activated, and the Black Tortoise illusion can be maintained for a short period of time. A new talent, Turtle Gravity, has been unlocked. As the little turtle's bloodline was activated to 10%, all of its attributes improved and its talents were enhanced. Now, the little turtle's stats were Physical Strength, 218, Defense, 362, Agility, 55, Spirit, 60. Its talents were Black Turtle Barrier, gathers the power of the turtle to form a defensive barrier, increasing defense by 300%. Turtle Spirit Possession, consumes physical energy to cover the whole body with turtle energy, enhancing attack power by 100% and defense power by 200%. Turtle Gravity, launches a skill at a designated target, pulling it with gravity. After awakening the Black Tortoise bloodline, Subai's little turtle awakened its spirit form. A huge beast in the form of a spirit came out of the little turtle's body like a projection. Everyone was shocked to see the little turtle's spirit form. Instructor Yu asked if Subai's beast had evolved. Seeing the golden light coming out of the little turtle's body, Captain Fu wondered, could he be an epic beast tamer? On the other hand, after the little turtle's awakening, Subai also stood up. Yanran asked him if his injury had healed as well. Subai told her that he was fine. He then immediately pointed at the Shadow Cat King and ordered the little turtle, "Kill that beast for me." On his command, the little turtle's spirit swung its hand and hit the Shadow Cat King, sending it flying with just one attack. Everyone was amazed to see the little turtle's power. Captain Fu was shocked and said, "Subai's tamed beast is only at the initial bronze level, but it has such a terrifying pressure. The bloodline level must be quite high." Luo Yang could not believe his eyes that Subai, a bronze-level beast tamer, had knocked away the Shadow Cat King. After getting hit by the little turtle's spirit, the Shadow Cat King went flying but somehow managed to stop itself. Now it was very angry and roared loudly, releasing its shadow minions at the students and shouting, "I want you to die." Seeing the Shadow Cat King go berserk, Captain Fu asked everyone to watch out and retreat. He told them to split up and run away. The Shadow Cat King created tens of shadow minions, telling the humans, "Don't even think about running away." All the shadow minions charged. They avoided the little turtle and attacked the students and soldiers. Seeing that, Subai asked the little turtle to stop them. The little turtle immediately used its turtle gravity skill on the whole area. A golden light covered everything. Before the shadow minions could even attack the students, they froze in midair. Then, the little turtle pulled all of the shadow minions toward itself. It opened its huge mouth, sucked all of them in, and then closed its mouth, killing all the shadow minions in one go. Subai told the little turtle, "Don't show mercy. explode. On his command, the little turtle opened its huge mouth and started collecting a huge amount of energy. It then shot a golden energy beam in the direction of the Shadow Cat King. In front of the little turtle's powerful energy beam, the Shadow Cat King didn't last a second and was vaporized. A few minutes later, Mr. Wen also arrived. Looking at the battlefield, he was shocked that the fight was already over. There was a huge crack on the ground. Seeing that, Mr. Wen wondered, what on earth did they go through on such a tragic battlefield? Meanwhile, after the fight, Captain Fu was commanding everyone to clean up the battlefield quickly. Mr. Wen immediately went to Yanran, who was collecting monster cores with Instructor Yu. Seeing that Yanran was all right, Mr. Wen took a sigh of relief, saying, "Miss, I'm so glad you're okay." Yanran was a little surprised to see him there. Instructor Yu was confused to see Mr. Wen and asked Yanran why he was here. Captain Fu immediately saluted Mr. Wen and introduced himself as Fu Lin, the Deputy Battalion Commander of the F-269 military base. As Mr. Wen was a higher-ranking officer than Captain Fu, the captain reported to him. "In this battle," Captain Fu explained, "a squad of my troops cooperated with the instructors and students of Wuhan University and encountered a large group of nether cats. Over 800 nether cats were killed, including several bronze level ones, 1 silver level 1, and 1 gold level 1. The casualties are currently being counted, and initial treatment is being provided to the seriously injured." Mr. Wen was surprised to hear that a gold-level monster had appeared. Looking at the crack on the ground, he said, "Captain Fu, you actually killed this gold-level monster? It's unbelievable." Pointing at Subai, Captain Fu reported to Mr. Wen it was Subai and his tamed beast who killed it. Hearing that, Mr. Wen turned to Subai, asking him if he had killed the Shadow Cat King. Subai acted modestly and told Mr. Wen, "It was the Deputy Battalion Commander, the instructors, and I who worked together to kill it. It wasn't just my work." Hearing Subai's reply, Mr. Wen was impressed. He patted Subai's shoulder and asked, "Subai, after graduating from Wuhan University, are you interested in studying in Jiangzhou Fortress? Although the beast-tamer profession has fallen, I will personally guide you." Hearing that, Subai became happy and thanked Mr. Wen for his kindness, saying, "I haven't thought about it yet." While they were talking, Captain Fu came and reported to Mr. Wen that the battlefield had been cleared. He asked Mr. Wen to please give instructions. Mr. Wen instructed everyone to return to base. When they all returned to the base in front of the teleportation formation, Captain Fu asked the instructors to count the number of people. "All candidates are to enter the portal in order," he announced. He told the students to go back and practice hard, saying they were the strongest class he had ever met. All the students thanked the deputy captain before leaving. While the students were leaving, Captain Fu told Instructor Yu, "These children are very special, especially the one named Su Bai, who has a bright future." Instructor Yu agreed with him, saying, "As a freshman, he can achieve such strength. I dare not imagine what his future strength will be." Captain Fu smiled and said, "Instructor Yu, we'll meet again later. This time, I owe Subai a life." Instructor Yu told Captain Fu that he was being too polite before leaving. One by one, everyone entered the teleportation formation and returned to Wuhan University. Subai and Yanran were together, and he was very happy to finally be back. Jinjun was very excited and shouted, "This trip was really thrilling." When they returned to the university, they saw students standing right in front of them, holding banners to welcome the hero's victory. All the teachers and students of Jiangzhou Wuhan University had gathered to welcome the hero's victorious return. A teacher gave a flower bouquet to Luo Yong, saying, "Welcome home, hero." Luo Yong was surprised and told the teachers that the real hero was Su Bai. "We are nothing," he said, "just cannon fodder." Other injured students came after Luo Yong and agreed with him, telling the teachers, "It's good enough that we can come back alive. If there weren't so many missing classmates around us, we would have suspected that today's experience was just a dream." Instructor Zhang came and patted Subai's back, saying, "I already know about your situation on the battlefield. You are all heroes of Jiangzhou Wuda. Your test scores this time will be the highest ever." Hearing about the assessment results, Subai got very happy and said that now he just wanted to go back to the dormitory, take a shower, and have a good sleep. All the students laughed and said that they all wanted to take a rest. In Subai's room, Jinjin asked the others if they felt that the bed was extra soft tonight. Fan Chao laughed and told him that he had been trapped by the bed. He then turned to Han Jin and asked him, "Since we accomplished a great feat this time, we should be credited with this military achievement, right?" Han Jin laughed and asked him, "How many resources can you exchange for your limited military capabilities?" He added, Our brother Su killed the gold-level monster, so he can exchange it for a bunch of cultivation resources. Suddenly, Hanjin remembered something, stood up and asked Su-bai, "What kind of turtle is yours? I will buy one to raise at home. If nothing else, I'd feel at ease with it guarding the house." While they were talking, the little turtle was lost in its dream of a female turtle harem. The next day, early in the morning, someone continuously started knocking on Subai's room door. Irritated by the sound, Hanjin woke up and shouted at the person outside to stop knocking. He was angry, wondering who could be knocking so early in the morning. When he opened the door, he was shocked to see a crowd of girls standing in front of the door, holding gifts in their hands. A girl in glasses came forward and said, "Juniors, we're from the Jiangwu Student Council. You're all heroes who just returned from the battlefield. We came to bring you breakfast." A red-haired girl added that the seniors had made it all by themselves and hoped they wouldn't find it lacking. A purple-haired girl, while giving the breakfast to Hanjin, asked him who among them was Su-bai. Hanjin was very happy to see so many beauties early in the morning. He thanked the seniors, saying he certainly wouldn't let their efforts go to waste, and let all of them enter the room. The purple-haired girl, looking around their room, again asked Hanjin who Su-bai was. Hearing all the commotion, Fan Chao also woke up. The red-haired girl asked him where Su-bai was and if she could take a photo with him. Pointing at Su-bai's bed, Fan Chao told the girls that his brother Su had gone out for a run. He asked them if they knew his brother. Hearing that Su-bai wasn't there, the girls were very disappointed and asked Fan Chao why he didn't say so earlier. The purple-haired girl told him that everyone on campus knew Su-bai now. With a sad face, she added, "Too bad Su-bai doesn't know me." Jinjun also woke up and was surprised to hear that his brother Su was famous now. While leaving, the purple-haired girl told them to turn on the TV and take a look. She also took back the breakfast box she had given to Hanjin, saying, "Since Su-bai isn't here, I'll just take the breakfast back then." Hanjin and the other two were shocked to see how these girls changed after learning that Su-bai was not there. They all turned out to be gold diggers. On the other hand, Su-bai was running on the university's field. While he was taking note of his health, an important broadcast suddenly aired on Longguo's military channel. It attracted the attention of everyone in the stadium, and they all looked at the broadcasting screen. The announcement was that yesterday, several provinces had experienced large-scale attacks by ferocious beasts from the myriad races on military bases behind human lines. Among the beasts attacking the bases, gold-tier combatants were present in each instance. Students from martial arts universities across the provinces were massacred, with survival rates of less than 1 in 100. During this campaign, the instructors and students of Jiangzhou Martial University fought valiantly. They slew 1 gold-tier beast, 1 silver-tier beast, and numerous bronze-tier and ordinary-tier beasts. Among them, freshman Su-bai single-handedly held off a gold-tier beast. With the support of instructors and a bronze-tier expert from the military, he achieved the feat of cross-tier slaying. It was a complete defeat across the board, with Jiangzhou Martial University standing as the sole victor. The news also showed Su-bai's photo on the screen and continued that the Longguo military had decided to award all participating students and instructors from Jiangzhou Martial University a collective second-class honor and a Great Wall silver medal. As for student Su-bai, for his outstanding contributions, he was awarded a first-class honor and a Great Wall gold medal. Su-bai was surprised and confused by the sudden first-class honor. Everyone in the stadium was shocked to hear that Su-bai, a freshman, had done something so incredible. A guy, very jealous of Su-bai, said, "A Great Wall gold medal, something I could never achieve in my life, is given to a freshman." A girl, very impressed by Su-bai, shouted, "The Martial University is mighty. I really want to meet Su-bai." She asked others who were acquainted with him, saying she wanted to date him. Hearing all this, Su-bai understood that if he stood there, those crazy girls would not let him escape. He covered his face, thinking it was better to sneak away quickly. Slowly, he got away from there and hid behind a wall where others could not see him. While he was taking a breath, his phone suddenly rang. It was his sister, Su Xia. She was very excited and told Su-bai that he was on TV. Su-bai was surprised that even people outside the university had gotten the news. He told his sister that he had seen it already. Su Xia told him that their mom and dad wanted him to come home to celebrate. Su-bai knew his family's financial condition and asked, "Isn't that unnecessary?" Su-bai's mother and father were sitting beside Su Xia and were very proud of him. His father told him that he had achieved such an honor, and that now everyone in the neighborhood wanted to see him. Su-bai's mother told him that his third uncle's sister-in-law had just called, wanting to introduce him to a girlfriend. Su Xia told him that he had better come back quickly, otherwise their front door was about to get kicked down by their neighbors. Hearing how happy they were, Su-bai said, "Alright, the test just ended, and we have 2 days off. I'll pack up and come back." His sister was very happy and told him that since he was so famous now, their dad would grin in his sleep. Subai laughed and told her to hang up. That afternoon, Subai came back to his family's apartment. All the neighbors started calling Subai's father, saying, "Old Su, your family's hero is coming home. Come out and welcome him." Subai was shocked to see so many people standing in front of their house and asked if all of them were waiting for him. The whole neighborhood was gathered there to welcome Subai. They started cheering that the great hero was back. A woman came and asked Subai if he still remembered her, saying she held him when he was a kid. Subai was very surprised and asked, "Isn't everyone being way too enthusiastic?" Subai's family also came out. Sushya jumped to hug her hero brother. His mother and father were very happy to see him. Subai's father grabbed his hand and asked him to come home. While he was going, another woman asked Subai to come and eat at her house, saying she had made seafood dumplings. Subai thanked her but told her that he was allergic to seafood. An old man came forward and asked Subai's father to bring Subai to his house, saying he had stewed turtle soup for them to have together. Subai's father thanked everyone and told them that they had already prepared food at home. He added that he would bring Subai to visit each of them once he had rested. Subai told them that later on he would definitely visit all the uncles and aunties. Hearing that, an old auntie came forward and asked Subai's father to bring Subai over later. Her granddaughter was a university student in the city and they could meet there, but another uncle came forward and told the auntie that her granddaughter wasn't worthy of Subai. His granddaughter had just graduated this year and he would introduce Subai to her. Subai's father didn't expect his neighbors to behave like that. Somehow, Subai and his family returned to their house. Subai was exhausted from dealing with all of them. He said that if he had known it would be like this, he would have snuck back after dark. Sushya told him that wouldn't work because Aunt Zhang had installed surveillance outside their house. She's just waiting for Subai to come back so she can introduce her granddaughter to him. Subai's father immediately walked towards the kitchen, announcing that he was personally cooking today. His mother told Subai to rest first, saying she and his dad would cook. She asked her daughter to come and help out. Subai immediately threw his bag on the side of the sofa and sat down, finally getting a moment to catch his breath. But before he could rest, a system notification popped up in front of his eyes. The system had detected a contractable creature, a little kitten, and asked Subai if he wished to tame it. Subai was surprised to see the notification. It was the Beastmaster's intuition. Seeing him looking surprisedly into the air, Susya asked him what was wrong. Subai asked his little sister if their family had gotten a cat. She pointed at a little cat eating food in the corner of the room and asked him if he meant Little White. Seeing the cat, Subai asked his sister, "Can't we have a more impressive pet?" Susya petted the little cat and asked, "What's not impressive about Little White? It's so cute." She told him that after he took Little 8, she had found Little White on the road a few days ago, so she brought it home. Subai didn't argue with his sister and told her, "It's cute if you say it is." He thought that if his sister liked it so much, maybe he shouldn't tame it. But then, the little cat's status window popped up in front of him. The tamed beast's name was Little Kitten, and its level was Ordinary Initial Stage. It contained traces of the White Tiger Sacred Beast bloodline, with infinite growth potential and eventual god-slaying capabilities. Currently, its average physical, defense, and spirit stats were 1, while its agility was 3. Its ability was Claw Strike, which increased attack speed and damage by 100%. Its evolution method was Consumption. The system asked Subai if he would tame the kitten. Subai was too shocked to see the little cat's status window, wondering, could this stray cat really have the White Tiger bloodline? The little cat looked at Subai with curiosity. Susya told Subai that it seemed to like him. Subai clicked on the Tame option, thinking he should tame it first and figure it out later. After taming the little cat, he turned to his sister and, while smiling, called her over to discuss something. He told her that it was about the little cat because her brother is a beastmaster. Before Subai could finish what he was saying, Susya immediately declined. She took the little cat and said, "Brother, since you already took Little 8, don't even think about taking Little White." Subai tried to convince her, saying they could negotiate. He asked her, "Didn't you want a laptop?" Susya ran off with the little cat, telling Subai that it wouldn't work and that she wouldn't give Little White to him. A few minutes later, Subai's mother came in with food and saw Subai chasing Susya, who was running away with the little cat in her hands. 2 days later, when Subai returned to the university, he had both the little turtle and the little cat with him. When the students at the university saw Subai, they immediately recognized him. Seeing the cat in Subai's backpack, a girl asked another, "Why does he have a cat in his bag? Is he a cat lover?" Inside Subai's bag, the little turtle was very happy to be with the little cat. It told the little cat that this was the boss's school and that it would have her back from today. However, the little cat was very uncomfortable in the small bag and complained to Subai that the little turtle was squishing her. But Subai didn't understand what they were talking about. As he was walking, a boy spotted Subai and said, "Isn't that Subai, the one who got the gold medal?" Another boy added, "Is that why, despite his average looks, so many girls are running to his dorm?" They were jealous of Subai's achievements. Hearing them, Subai thought, "Looks like I'll need to wear a mask when going out in the future." Suddenly, there was an announcement asking, "Student Subai, please report to the principal's office immediately." Subai was surprised by the announcement, wondering what the principal could want with him. When he went to the principal's office, the principal told Subai that he was truly a man of Huaxia. Because of his excellent performance at the F269 military base, the school had decided to reward him. The principal asked Subai what he would like. Subai, thinking he had always heard that their principal was a stingy man and that it would probably be tough even trying to get some food for little 8, said he was really grateful to the school and the principal. He acted like he was thinking hard and told the principal that he didn't want the school to go bankrupt over him. "So how about 100 gold tier beast cores?" The principal acted shocked after hearing 100 gold tier beast cores and said, "Subai, I don't have that many of them even if you grind my bones to dust. Why don't you ask for the principal's position instead?" Subai then told the principal that he could settle for 100 silver tier ones too. Hearing silver tier, the principal told him not to even think about it, saying he couldn't even get scraps with the amount of honor he had. Subai told his principal that he didn't want the gold medal or whatever and asked if he could have 50 silver tier beast cores instead. He tried to make the situation emotional, saying, "Principal, you know I bled for the school." But the principal didn't fall for that and said, "Subai, humans are humans. The strong in the human race have the responsibility and duty to protect the weak. When you saved these students, you were carrying out your duty as one of the strong ones." Subai was lost for words. He said, "Principal, please, no more yapping. Let's settle with 50 silver tier beast cores." The principal completely ignored his words and told him that the military and the school were not going to give up on a genius like him. He took a deep breath and told Subai, "This is the most I can do. I will let you have 10 bronze tier beast cores." Subai was shocked to hear that his reward was just 10 bronze tier cores. He immediately declined and asked for 20. The principal agreed to 15 and told him it was final. Subai accepted the deal, realizing that the principal was very cheap, just as the principal realized Subai was trying to haggle. The principal then turned around and told Subai that in addition to the rewards, there was a little something he needed to let him know. A surprised Subai asked him what it was. The principal told Subai that he had been selected by their school as the representative from the first year and would participate in this year's 100 Schools tournament. Subai was confused to hear about the 100 Schools tournament and asked the principal if the reward thing was just a ruse. He said, "Principal, this is not very nice of you." The principal asked him not to put it that way. "As a student of Jiangzhou Martial University, it is your duty to bring honor to the school," he said. The principal then asked Subai, "Don't you want resources?" "It's easy. The tournament is very generous with its rewards." Subai replied, "Principal, there must be lots of skilled people in the 100 Schools tournament. It'd be difficult to even get a rank, wouldn't it? It'll be hard work." Hearing that, the principal said, "How can the youth of today be scared of challenges?" He told Subai to go prepare and come to the training room tomorrow. Subai agreed and left. The principal looked out the window and thought, "It's getting more difficult to rope the youth into things these days." While leaving, Subai thought of the tales of the principal being a sly old fox and realized that the gossip was definitely accurate. The next day, 10 students gathered in the practice hall. The principal told them, "The 100 Schools tournament is hosted by the military. Though the Ministry of Education has given us far fewer resources compared to better-known schools such as the martial universities of Beijing and Shanghai, I am still sending you off with the hope that you will achieve better results." Then, the principal started the roll call. First was the 3rd year, Hu Qing, a bronze middle-tier awakener of the wood element. Second was Bai Ningbing, and then Xiong Tianxiang. While the principal was calling their names, an annoyed guy said, "This is kind of unfair. Jiangzhou Martial University was founded later, so students here get much fewer resources than those going to famous schools." A girl standing behind him agreed, saying, I heard that our school has always ranked very low. The principal then called the first-year Subai's name last. He immediately responded that he was there. The principal told the students that the 10 of them were representing their school in the tournament and that they were the top students in their respective years. Then, the principal took out a paper and said he would make an announcement. He pointed at Subai and announced that this year, the leader of the team would be Subai. Subai was shocked to hear his name and said to the principal, "This is a mistake, right?" When the other students heard Subai's name, they got angry. The principal told them that making Subai the team leader was something determined by the school board after much discussion. Angrily, a guy came forward and asked the principal, "Hu Qing is the strongest and most experienced out of all of us. How can a freshman be the team lead instead of him?" Others agreed with him. Another boy pointed at Hu Qing and said, "Subai is just at the initial tier of bronze, a whole tier behind Hu Qing. How can he lead us?" The principal got angry at them and asked if they had seen the news these past 2 days. "Subai is capable of defeating gold-tier beasts. If any of you want to be the leader, you should go kill a gold-tier beast right now, and I will make the swap." Hearing about Subai defeating a gold-tier beast, a boy laughed and said, "Who the hell knows how he did it? Might have just been luck." Another boy looked angrily at Subai and said, "I don't believe it either." He challenged Subai to a fight right there. All the seniors were angry at Subai, saying they also wanted to challenge him. Subai tried to calm them down, telling them that he was not aware of this whole leader thing at all. He was angry at the principal for making him a target for everyone. The principal immediately walked away saying, "That is all for today. Go get ready now because the tournament is less than 20 days away. I look forward to your performances." While the others were listening to the principal, Subai also ran away. Some students noticed and shouted, asking him where he was going. While running, Subai said, "Dear seniors, I'm in a hurry. I'll be going to my dorms now." Seeing Subai escape, a boy called him a coward, saying he didn't believe that Subai had killed the gold-tier beast at all. Another boy angrily said he would show Subai who's boss once the tournament started. On the other hand, Subai returned to his dormitory and called his little turtle, telling it that it was time to eat. Looking in his inventory, Subai said, "At least the old fart kept his word." He told the little turtle that there were 15 bronze-tier beast cores, enough for it to level up. When Subai gave a beast core to the little cat tried to snatch it. Subai told the little cat not to rush because there was something for it too. He took out some blood essence and gave it to the little cat because its level was still too low. Seeing the little cat eat the blood essence, the little turtle made an innocent face to get some too. "It sure eats a lot," Subai thought as he gave it another beast core. He was crying internally while giving the beast core to the little turtle because one bite cost hundreds of thousands of yuan. The little turtle ate it immediately and asked for more. While crying, Subai asked it how much more it needed to eat to evolve. He poured all the beast cores into the little turtle's bowl and told it that these were the last ones. "If you still don't evolve, I'm going to feed everything to the little cat in the future." The little cat got happy to hear that. After eating those beast cores, the little turtle's body started shining again. Subai got a little scared seeing the golden light coming out of its body. The whole university started shaking because of the little turtle's evolution. Everyone was confused, asking what had happened and wondering if it was an earthquake. A system notification appeared, congratulating Subai because his mystic tortoise had leveled up to bronze middle tier. Subai's own level also increased. Currently, the little turtle's level was bronze middle stage, and 30% of its Xuanwu bloodline was activated. All its attributes were enhanced, and its talents were strengthened. The little turtle's physique was 568, defense was 862, agility was 95, and spirit was 90. Subai was happy that the little turtle had finally leveled up. It didn't get more talents, but its stats and talent levels had increased a lot. While Subai was looking at the little turtle's status window, another notification came, congratulating him because the little cat had also leveled up to ordinary high tier and awakened. Subai's tamed beast, Little Kitten, was now an ordinary high-level beast. It contained traces of the white tiger sacred beast bloodline, with infinite growth potential and eventually god-slaying capabilities. Now its strength was 39, defense was 38, agility was 79, and spirit was 25. It also had 3 talents. The first was Claw Strike, which activated by consuming stamina, increasing attack speed and damage by 100%. The second talent was Bloodlust, which activated by consuming stamina and increased attack by 100% to 500%. The graver the wounds, the higher the bonus. The third talent is Ghostly Haunting Step, which increases movement speed by 100% to 200%. The bonus increases when more vitality is consumed. Seeing the second notification, Subai jumped with happiness that the little cat had leveled up as well. He petted both of his pets and said, "Now that Little 8 and Little White have both leveled up, it's time to show them off on the stage of the 100 Schools tournament." Subai also leveled up with his beasts and became a bronze middle level awakener. His bonus stats increased by 30% from the Mystic Tortoise and 20% from the Little Cat. Currently, his strength is 115, agility is 74, and spirit is 86. Subai now has 3 talents: Infinite Evolution, a gift from the system that applies to all his tamed beasts; Skill Sharing, an exclusive talent for awakened beastmasters that allows him to use all the skills of his tamed beasts. Originating from the same source, this talent allows Subai to share energy as well as sustained damage with his tamed beasts. The next day, Subai went to the Zhangzhou Martial University Library. He was surprised by the huge building and told the librarian that he didn't expect Zhang University's library to be this big. The librarian informed Subai that their school's library had been there even before the university was founded. "It's the cornerstone of Zhangzhou Martial University's heritage," she explained. While speaking, she scanned his ID and was surprised, as she didn't expect a freshman to have 180 credits already. As a beast tamer, Subai asked her about books related to beast taming. The librarian pointed in a direction and told Subai that the beast tamer books he was looking for were over there. "You are free to look up whatever information you need," she said. Subai thanked her and went to the beast taming section. He was a little surprised to see that there were actually quite a few books on the subject, thinking it would take him a long time to go through all of them. While picking his first book, he saw one written by Luo Fan. When he read the name, he felt that he had heard it somewhere before. Subai picked up the book and, while flipping through its pages, noticed the beast taming skills written within. Heavens and earth converge, the undying soul, divine weapons gather, sacred beasts armed, the roots of grass and trees, and origin confluence. Subai recognized the origin confluence skill, as he had already mastered this ability. He wondered what the undying soul and sacred beasts armed meant. While Subai was busy checking the book, he didn't notice that he had already left the beast taming section. 3 seniors walking by noticed him coming out of that area. They were the same seniors who were selected for the university competition with Subai. Seeing him, one senior made fun of him, saying, "A beast tamer has no future, no matter how much they study." After saying that, they left to get their books. Subai didn't even notice them, as he was fully focused on the book. Subai was amazed as he read, thinking, "I didn't expect Senior Luofan to be so powerful." He created 3 divine skills: Origin Confluence, Sacred Beasts Armed, and Undying Soul. He even single-handedly fought against the invasion of all the tribes. It's a pity that he was eventually outnumbered and died on the battlefield. Just by briefly looking into the book, Subai understood that he needed to read it carefully. But then, something shocking happened. While Subai was reading, the book suddenly started shining. He was shocked and confused, unable to understand what was going on or why the book was floating. He even felt a force flowing into his body. After the book stopped shining, Subai went to the librarian. Showing her the book, he asked if he could borrow it. The librarian was surprised to see it because it didn't have a classification label. She told Subai that it probably wasn't from the library. Subai insisted it couldn't be possible because he had taken it from the bookshelf. The librarian decided to check the contents of the book, but even after using all her power, she could not open it. She was frustrated, wondering why she couldn't open it. Subai was surprised to hear that and said, "That can't be right. I was just reading it a moment ago. Let me take a look." But when Subai tried to open the book, it opened immediately. He asked the librarian to look, saying, "How is it possible that it can't be opened?" The librarian was also confused and said, "Maybe something went wrong." She told Subai to just take it to read, and that he could return it whenever he was done. Subai immediately took the book and asked the librarian if he could borrow it for as long as he wanted. The librarian said yes. Subai was happy to hear that and thanked the librarian before leaving. After Subai left, the librarian called the university principal and told him that the book he had left on the bookshelf had been taken by Subai. The principal was shocked and asked if Subai could actually open it. The librarian told the principal, "It's true. I saw it with my own eyes. The first-year student, Subai, opened that book." Hearing that, the principal became very happy. He looked up at the sky and said, "Luofan, the person you've been waiting for has finally appeared after 100 years. If you, in the underworld, are aware of this, you must be very happy. right? The scene then shifts to 2 weeks later, at the Marshall University's 100 Schools League. People started to gather in the stadium. A reporter told the audience that the 100 Schools League is divided into 5 major battle zones: East, South, West, North, and Central. Each battle zone will have 2 qualifying teams. The 8 Marshall Universities of Jiangzhou Province will all gather at Jiangzhou Marshall University to compete. The whole stadium was full, and tickets for this year's 100 Schools League were hard to come by. University buses started to arrive, carrying the participants of the competition. A group of students from Fuchuan made fun of the Longying Marshall University students, saying, "Longying Marshall University dares to show up? They're just here to get beaten." The Longying Marshall University students responded, "Who gets beaten is still up in the air. Just wait and see, you trash from Fuchuan." All the students were very competitive. They all went inside the stadium, and the audience also started to gather as the competition was about to start. At the seating stand for Su Bai's Jiangzhou Marshall University, Instructor Fu came and asked if everyone was there. A senior told her that Su Bai hadn't arrived yet, but everyone else was present. Another senior said, "Su Bai is our team captain. He wouldn't back out at the last minute." Just as he said that, a voice came from behind. "How could I back out at the last minute?" The one who spoke was Su Bai. Instructor Fu was shocked to see him. It had only been a few days, but she could feel that Su Bai's strength had improved significantly. She told him that the match was about to start, and they needed to arrange their lineup. Su Bai told her not to worry, saying he had it all planned out. Before the start of the competition, a host appeared on the big screen and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, teachers and students, just a month ago, the myriad beast clans deployed large-scale forces to pin down the military's frontline capabilities. Meanwhile, smaller groups of vicious beasts bypassed the front lines to attack several provinces' rear military bases. The Marshall University students in the attacked provinces were nearly wiped out by the myriad beast clans, with less than 1 in 100 surviving." The host asked, "Compatriots, shall we avenge this?" The whole audience shouted together, "We must avenge them. Kill all the vicious beasts. The human race must win." Seeing the audience's energy, the host said, "If our human race has this spirit, how can the vicious beasts not be destroyed? This is the very purpose of today's 100 Schools League. Now, I declare the official opening of the Jiangzhou Provincial League." Then, the rules of the competition were announced. It would be a team battle format, with each team allowed up to 5 participants per match. The loser is eliminated, and the winner continues. The team with the last remaining participant wins. The host then proceeded with the random draw for the matchups. The first match was between Longying Marshall University and Xinmin. The second match was between Jiangzhou Marshall University and Qingyun Marshall University. The third match was between Fuchuan Marshall University and Xichang Marshall University, and the fourth match was between Anyi Marshall University and Jiangsu Marshall University. The host asked the participants from Longying Marshall University and Xinmin Marshall University to come to the field. Su Bai's seniors were a little surprised to see that they had actually drawn Qingyun Marshall University. Instructor Fu was also worried because the fight between Longying and Xinmin had already started, and their lineup hadn't been decided yet. While they were talking, the principal of Jiangzhou Marshall University suddenly arrived and asked Su Bai if he had arranged the lineup. Su Bai proudly told the principal, "For the lineup I will be the first to go. The remaining 4 can figure it out themselves." Everyone was surprised to hear that and asked Su Bai if this was his strategy. A senior asked, "Shouldn't we make targeted arrangements based on Qingyun Marshall University's lineup?" Other seniors agreed, and one asked Su Bai, "If you go first, what happens if you can't win? It would be an embarrassment for Jiangzhou Marshall University." The seniors were very angry with Su Bai. Su Bai told everyone not to worry, saying he would not disappoint them. While they were talking, the principal noticed that in just a few days, Su Bai's level had increased significantly. The principal admitted to himself, his comprehension is really impressive. He then whispered to Su Bai, "Don't go too far, and at least leave some soup for your seniors to drink. Otherwise, if you offend all of them, it'll be hard for you to get by in school in the future." Su Bai nodded that he understood. On the other hand, the match between Longying Marshall University and Xinmin ended. Xinmin Marshall University won. Seeing their fight, Instructor Fu said, "This year, Xinmin Marshall University is incredibly strong. They defeated Longying so quickly." She then turned to Su Bai and wished him all the best as it was his turn to take the stage. Su Bai said, "All right," and as he walked towards the arena, he asked his seniors to watch closely. His seniors didn't like his attitude, saying, "Let's see how capable he is." When Su Bai entered the arena, Waifu Yanran started cheering for him. Subai's roommates were also there, cheering for him. To fight Subai, a red-haired student from Qingyun Martial University came onto the stage. When the red-haired student saw Subai, he immediately recognized him and said, "You must be that freshman who slayed the golden tier vicious beast, right?" Subai, a little annoyed by his title, admitted that it was him. That red-haired guy was Qingyun Martial University's squad captain, Li Lingfeng, a mid-bronze rank stone power user. Li Lingfeng transformed his arms into stone and said to Subai, "Today, I will show you what true power is like." Subai completely ignored his warning and focused on taking his little turtle out of his bag. Li Lingfeng was surprised to see the little turtle and asked Subai if this was his tamed beast. He laughed at Subai, saying, "Don't tell me you brought your household pet to the competition." Subai completely ignored him again and took out some food to eat, saying he was in a bit of a rush this morning and hadn't had breakfast yet. When the audience saw Subai's little turtle, they also got very confused, wondering why he had brought a little turtle to the competition. A guy commented that Zhengzhou Martial University really didn't have anyone worth mentioning anymore, so they were actually letting this kind of trash go on stage. Even Subai's seniors thought he was seriously underestimating his opponent. A senior asked the others, "Subai's opponent seems to be at the mid-bronze rank. Can he really handle this?" While they were all wondering about the little turtle, Instructor Fu was wondering why Subai was eating peanuts and drinking cola on the stage. After taking out the little turtle, Subai sat down on the stage, opened a can of cola, and told the little turtle, "After eating so many beast cores, don't embarrass me." The little turtle moved forward and released a bright light from its body. Li Lingfeng felt the power coming out of the little turtle's body and wondered if this turtle could really be his tamed beast. Subai's little turtle took its black tortoise form. This time, it was a stable form, and the little turtle fully controlled the transformation. Li Lingfeng was terrified seeing the little turtle's terrifying form. The whole audience was shocked to see such a massive turtle. A guy remarked that this turtle's eye alone was as big as a basketball. Looking at the little turtle's shell, one guy asked, "Is that its skin?" "This is clearly armor, and it's actually shining like metal." Looking at the little turtle's claws and limbs, one man said, "No wonder Subai can kill a gold-ranked beast. This turtle could crush anyone with a single slap." Yanran was very happy, knowing that her future husband Subai was stronger now. Subai's roommate, Fan Chao, was very shocked, wondering when Subai's little turtle had gotten so big. Subai, while drinking his cola, ordered the little turtle to finish the fight quickly. On Subai's command, the little turtle swung its huge claws at Li Lingfeng, who couldn't even react to the attack. With just one move, the little turtle sent Li Lingfeng flying. He went flying and fell to the ground with a solid impact. He didn't get injured because he used his stone power and turned his back into stone, but Li Lingfeng was too shocked after seeing how fast the little turtle was. Subai told Li Lingfeng to just hold on a little longer because he wanted to finish his cola before coming down. Seeing Subai's arrogance, Li Lingfeng got very angry. He stood up, thinking it was just a sneak attack and that he must focus all his power. Li Lingfeng said, "Subai, you think you're tough? Then let's see who's tougher." Saying that, Li Lingfeng used his stone transformation and fully turned his whole body into stone. He jumped high into the sky and used his rock fist skill to attack the little turtle. But before his punch could even land, Subai's little turtle hit him with its claws and sent him flying off the field. Instructor Fu was shocked that the fight was over and Subai had actually won. Subai's seniors were also very shocked, admitting that his turtle was too strong. The principal praised Subai, saying, "The younger generation is truly formidable." From the audience, a guy asked others if the captain of Qingyun Martial University was an idiot. How could he not dodge such a big slap? The speed doesn't even seem that fast. Another guy sitting beside him said, "Bro, it's clear you didn't study physics well. The turtle doesn't seem fast, but that's because it's big." Amazed by the little turtle's power, a guy said, "Even a mid-tier bronze-level ability user can't stop Subai's turtle's attack. This turtle is unstoppable. A creature that can slay a golden-level fierce beast couldn't be so easy to deal with." Fan Chao was also very shocked because he knew the little turtle wasn't this strong before. The host came and announced that in the first match, Zhangzhou Martial University's Subai was the winner. After that, the second contestant from Qingyun Martial University, Zhang Xuan, came on stage. Zhang Xuan was a mid-bronze rank blade user. She took out her blade and thought, "I'll rely on speed to win, and I can't let that turtle get close to me." Thinking that, she charged at the little turtle with full speed, changing her direction again and again to confuse it. The host told the audience that Xuan was using her speed advantage, constantly staying outside the range of the giant turtle's attacks. Hearing that, The whole audience shouted, "Yes, that's how you fight." The guy who went up earlier was dumb. Xuan was thinking that as long as she found an opportunity, one strike would be enough to win. Instructor Fu was a little worried, seeing that Xuan had been dodging and looking for an opportunity, and the turtle couldn't hit her at all with its speed. The seniors were also concerned, thinking Subai was still underestimating his opponent. They were all worried for Subai, but he was just enjoying his snack with a cola. Xuan moved to the right side of the little turtle. It attacked her with full power, even destroying the ground. But Xuan jumped in the air and dodged the attack. Xuan landed on the ground and said, "Subai, your turtle is really strong, but I can choose to deal with the beast tamer directly." Saying that, she jumped to attack Subai, thinking it was too late for him to reverse the situation. Subai was still drinking his cola. Instructor Fu got scared seeing that Xuan was going to attack Subai directly. Yanran was also very worried, yelling at Subai to be careful. Xuan struck at Subai with her sword, saying, "Subai, you lost." But before her sword could even touch him, the little turtle hit her with its tail and sent her flying. Xuan was unaware that it could use its tail to attack. Seeing the move, the audience jumped in excitement, calling it the turtle's divine tail swipe. Yanran also took a sigh of relief as that was a close call. Subai's seniors were shocked to see that he had won again, asking, "Isn't that too fast?" Both Instructor Fu and the principal admitted that Subai was really strong. Xuan had lost her sword, so there was no point in fighting anymore. On the other hand, Subai was finally full. He stood up and walked near Xuan. He told his little turtle that it was too close to him, then told Xuan to hurry up and go heal herself because his turtle's strike was a bit too harsh this time. Xuan was indeed heavily injured. Some doctors took her off the stage on a stretcher. Subai returned to his turtle and said, "All right, I'm going to get serious now." He stood beside his little turtle and asked who was coming up to challenge him next. Subai had already defeated 2 members of Qingyun Martial University's squad. When the third opponent came to fight, Subai's little turtle didn't even give her a chance and hit her with its huge claws. The third opponent was defeated in just one move, without Subai even giving the little turtle any instruction. Subai started to get bored and asked for the next opponent, but even the fourth opponent was easily defeated by the little turtle. Subai didn't even look at the opponent and started taking selfies. After Subai's little turtle defeated the fifth opponent, the host came onto the arena and announced that Zhangzhou Martial University's Subai had won. The whole audience was shocked to see that Subai from Zhangzhou Martial University had eaten peanuts the entire time, relying on a turtle to fight in the ring, and still won. They had never seen such an unbridled contestant in their whole life. All the girls became Subai's fans. Waifu Yanran was also very happy seeing Subai win. Hanjian praised Subai's little turtle, as it had won 5 continuous matches. Fan Chao gave Subai a new name, 1 man, 5 wins. The entire audience followed Fan Chao and started calling Subai 1 man, 5 wins. While leaving the arena, Subai felt very embarrassed when he heard what people were calling him. He wondered why it sounded so weird, because it felt like he was being called a turtle. When Subai returned to his team, Instructor Fu patted his shoulder, telling him that he did well. The principal was also very happy seeing that Subai single-handedly defeated the formidable Qingshan Martial University, bringing great honor to their Zhangzhou Martial University. Subai thanked everyone for the praise. Then, Instructor Fu turned to everyone and told them to go rest for a bit because the morning matches were over. After the lunch break, they would continue with the second round. The principal told all the students that during the league, the cafeteria was open to all contestants for free. Everyone could go and enjoy the food to replenish their energy. Hearing that food was free of charge, Subai got very happy and immediately went to the cafeteria with his little turtle. While Subai was eating and resting, all the other universities were planning their strategies. At Fuchuan Martial University's lounge, Fuchuan University's principal told his students that if they faced Zhangzhou Martial University in the next match, Zhangzhou University would likely send Subai again. A student asked their principal what they should do because Subai's tamed beast was almost invincible in close combat. The principal pointed at a purple-haired boy named Mao Kai, telling him that if they really faced Zhangzhou Martial University, Mao Kai would have to handle Subai because he was their team captain and a poison-type user, so there was no need for close combat. Mao Kai agreed, saying, "When the time comes, I will keep my distance and use poison to take down Subai's turtle." On the other hand, at Zinmin Martial University's lounge, Zinmin University's principal asked his students not to be discouraged. He told them that Subai was strong, but his weaknesses were also very obvious. Finding the right opportunity to bypass his turtle's defense line and then defeating Subai was the only way to win. A student named Li Feng came forward saying, "The principal is right. If we face Subai this afternoon, I'll handle him." Actually, Zhang Xuan's strategy this morning was correct. It's just that she wasn't fast enough. Xinmin University's principal agreed with Li Feng. Since Li Feng was a speed-focused fighter with enhanced combat skills, Xinmin University's principal told him to find the right moment to attack Subai. The second round begins. After some time, the host came onto the arena. He complimented the morning matches, saying they were truly exciting. He noted that the students had demonstrated spirited determination and a tenacious, fearless spirit. The host then told the audience that the second round of the competition would begin shortly and that they would now proceed with a random draw. All the teams started to gather in the arena. Seeing Jiangzhou Martial University's team approach, a guy from the audience remarked, "I feel like the other members of Jiangzhou Martial University don't even need to compete this time. Subai alone can defeat all other schools. It's really great to have such a teammate." Hearing that, another guy from the audience laughed and told the first not to get complacent. "This is still within the province," he said. Facing martial universities from other provinces, Jiangzhou Martial University will still be beaten so badly that it won't be able to hold its head up. Students from Jiangzhou Martial University's team agreed with him, acknowledging that their university had always struggled to hold their heads up before. But now with Subai, one student added, they are even more irrelevant. While they were talking, the host announced the results of the second round draw for the Provincial League. First match, Jiangzhou Martial University versus Xinmin Martial University. Second match, Fuchuan Martial University versus Anyi Martial University. Third match, Longying Martial University versus Qingyun Martial University. Fourth match, Xicheng Martial University versus Jiangsu Martial University. The second round began, and for the first match, Subai from Jiangzhou Martial University and Li Feng from Xinmin Martial University entered the arena. Seeing Subai arrive, Li Feng said, "As expected, Jiangzhou Martial University has sent Subai to take the lead. Luckily, we've already prepared a strategy specifically for him." Li Feng then began stretching. Subai, who was very relaxed, saw Li Feng stretching and told him not to be so nervous. "You just have to endure for a bit, and it'll be over soon," he said. The host gave the signal, and the match began. Li Feng, the captain of Xinmin Martial University and a high-level bronze-rank hunter, immediately got ready to attack, telling Subai not to be too arrogant. Li Feng used his clear wind step skill and charged at the little turtle. He was so fast that it created afterimages. When the little turtle tried to attack Li Feng, it couldn't touch Li Feng's afterimages or his real body. Li Feng got behind the little turtle and kicked it with all his power, but his attack didn't deal any damage to the little turtle. Li Feng was surprised to see that he couldn't even break through the little turtle's defense at all. The little turtle used its tails to attack Li Feng, but he jumped and dodged them. This continued. The little turtle tried to attack Li Feng, but Li Feng easily dodged its attacks. People in the audience were surprised to see that the little turtle was unable to hit Li Feng. A guy laughed at the little turtle, asking others to look at how Subai's turtle seemed provoked by Li Feng and was angry, howling repeatedly. A girl asked her friend if Li Feng suddenly charged at Subai, would he have any chance of winning? Her friend told her that Li Feng might actually have a chance, because right now, Li Feng is just bullying Subai's turtle for being so dim-witted. The girls who were cheering for Subai before now started cheering for Li Feng, shouting, "Come on, Li Feng." In the arena, Li Feng ran away from the little turtle, provoking it to chase him. Subai's seniors immediately realized that Li Feng was trying to lure the little turtle away from Subai. Instructor Fu started to get worried, wondering what Subai was doing and why he wasn't coming up with a solution. A senior looked closely and told Instructor Fu that it seemed like Subai was looking for something. Well, he was right. While the little turtle was fighting with Li Feng, Subai was looking for cola in his bag because his lunch had been a bit salty. He was very carefree and started drinking cola in the middle of the fight. Meanwhile, Li Feng was slowly luring the little turtle away from Subai. The whole audience started cheering for Li Feng. After creating quite a bit of distance between the little turtle and Subai, Li Feng thought, "At this distance, even a tail swipe won't work." But when he turned around to attack Subai, he was shocked to see Subai drinking cola. He got very angry and charged at Subai, shouting, "Subai, you're looking down on me too much." Li Feng jumped to attack Subai, saying he would make him pay the price. The black tortoise's power. However, Subai didn't even look at him and simply called his little turtle. Just as he called, a yellow light shot towards Li Feng. Before Li Feng could hit Subai, his body turned yellow and froze in midair. Li Feng was shocked. He couldn't understand what was going on or why he couldn't move. That yellow light came from the little turtle's black tortoise illusion form. Subai ordered the little turtle to stop playing around and hurry up to finish the battle. The little turtle brought Li Feng near itself, then used its black tortoise gravity and started collecting energy into its mouth. Seeing the little turtle collecting energy, Li Feng got scared, asking Subai to wait, wondering what he was going to do. But Subai's little turtle didn't stop and shot an energy beam from its mouth, which hit Li Feng and sent him flying, crashing into the stadium. Li Feng hit the stadium wall so hard that it created a hole. The little turtle's attack was too powerful, and seeing that, the whole audience was shocked. Acknowledging overpowering strength, the guys who were laughing at the little turtle finally understood that it wasn't that Li Feng wasn't strong enough, it was that Subai was just too overpowered. A guy commented that if it were him, he would just surrender right away when facing Subai. How can one even fight against him? He asked. Seeing Li Feng's condition, a girl from his team asked their principal what they should do because Li Feng had already been injured so badly. Left with no choice, Shinmin Martial University's principal decided to just give up. After a few minutes, the host came and announced that, unfortunately, facing the powerful opponent Su Bai from Jiangzhou Martial University, Shinmin Martial University has chosen to forfeit. He then announced that the next university to face off against Jiangzhou Martial University was Fuchuan Martial University. The audience was surprised to hear the announcement, wondering how Shinmin Martial University could forfeit without even fighting. But deep down, they all understood that Su Bai was indeed too strong. So forfeiting was better than being humiliated in vain. Hearing that Shinmin had voluntarily forfeited, Instructor Fu said, Su Bai can conserve his strength for Fuchuan now. Hearing that, one of Su Bai's seniors got annoyed and asked Instructor Fu where Su Bai even needed to save his strength, as he had not even moved a single muscle to fight. But another of Su Bai's seniors told the others that this next fight was going to be interesting, because the captain of Fuchuan was a poison-type user, so it wouldn't be so easy to deal with him. After a few minutes, Su Bai from Jiangzhou Martial University and Mao Kai from Fuchuan Martial University entered the arena. But just as the match began, Mao Kai asked Su Bai to wait, saying, "Let's not rush to fight yet." Mao Kai, a mid-level bronze rank hunter, walked towards Su Bai with one hand hidden behind his back, saying, "Su Bai, I admit you're very strong, and I know I'm no match for you. So, how about we make a deal?" Su Bai, who was drinking cola, was surprised to hear Mao Kai and asked him what deal he was talking about. Mao Kai walked a little closer to Su Bai, telling him that he admitted he might not be Su Bai's match in this round, but he really wanted to discuss beast-taming with him. Su Bai got very confused hearing that Mao Kai wanted to discuss beast-taming with him. He couldn't understand what Mao Kai was up to. On the other hand, Mao Kai, while hiding one hand behind him, was continuously mobilizing his poison elements. It didn't take too long for Su Bai to realize Mao Kai was trying to stall for time, because it takes a long time for poison-type ability users to mobilize their elements. Su Bai immediately ordered his little turtle to attack. Seeing the little turtle coming to attack, Mao Kai understood that Su Bai had realized his plan, but it was too late. Mao Kai had already mobilized his poison element. He threw poison fog towards the little turtle, telling Su Bai, "Even a divine beast can't escape my poison fog." That poison fog immediately surrounded the little turtle and moved towards Su Bai. Seeing the poison fog coming, Su Bai realized there was no way to dodge it. A senior from Su Bai's team panicked, saying, "Su Bai is too careless. I heard that Mao Kai poisoned quite a few high-level beasts in the previous trials." Instructor Fu also panicked, seeing Su Bai in danger and asking what they should do. But Su Bai's principal remained calm and told the others not to panic because the match wasn't over yet. When the poison fog hit the little turtle, it immediately held its breath and closed its eyes. The little turtle couldn't see in the poison fog, but Mao Kai was unaffected. While smiling, he easily passed through the little turtle thinking, "Su Bai, let's see how long you can last in my poison fog. You were too careless. Once I release my poisonous fog, the match is over." When Mao Kai walked past the little turtle, he saw Su Bai's shadow sitting on the ground. He realized that Su Bai was meditating to resist the poison fog. But Su Bai was not just facing the poison fog. Mao Kai took out his poison claws and then jumped high to attack Su Bai. But before his poison claws could even touch Su Bai, a shield appeared and blocked his attack. Su Bai smiled, seeing a sneak attack from behind in the poison fog, and said, "Mao Kai, too bad that you ran into me." Mao Kai was shocked, wondering how this was possible. As a beast-tamer, how can Su Bai withstand his full-powered poison claw attack in the poison fog, he thought. Su Bai's principal was shocked, seeing Subai use shared origin. Confused, Instructor Fu asked the principal what shared origin was. The principal told her that it was a high-level beast-tamer talent. The principal was surprised to see that Subai could already transfer the beast defense onto himself. In the arena, after blocking Maokai's attack, Subai said, "Let's end this quickly, because this poison fog stinks." Just as he said that, the little turtle turned around and looked at Maokai. Seeing the little turtle's red glowing eyes, Maokai got very scared because his location had been exposed. The little turtle didn't even give Maokai any chance to react and attacked with its claws, sending him flying out of the arena. Seeing Subai win, Fan Chao jumped in happiness, shouting, "Brother Su is insane! He sent the poison ability user flying out of the poison fog." Waifu Yanren was also very happy, but seeing how powerful Subai had become, she declared that she wouldn't let Subai get too far ahead of her. The whole audience started cheering for Subai and his turtle, calling him one man, 5 wins. The host then appeared on the big screen and announced that since student Mao Kai of Fuchuan Martial University was unable to continue fighting, Fuchuan Martial University had also chosen to forfeit. So, he announced, the winner of this provincial league is Jiangzhou Martial University's Subai. After winning the competition, Subai was very happy and proud of his beast, the little turtle. He patted the little turtle saying, "It's time to wrap up." When Subai came down from the arena, his principal praised him, telling him, "You have brought honor to Jiangzhou Martial University this time. Well done." Hearing his principal's praise, Subai immediately asked, "In that case, can I get some more medicine resources?" Hearing that, the principal understood that Subai was trying to take advantage of him again, but he wouldn't fall for it so easily. The principal tried to change the topic and pointed at Subai's seniors, telling them that since Jiangzhou Martial University won the provincial league, the military would award them with military merit points, and they could exchange them for resources at the logistics department. Hearing that, an annoyed senior asked the principal, "Since they only sent out Subai, do military merit points have anything to do with us?" The principal was at a loss for words. He changed the topic again, saying, "In 3 days, we'll be heading to Luo City to participate in the All War Zone League. Do you have confidence?" Subai immediately replied, "We do have confidence." Hearing that, the principal said, "Good." He turned around and said, "Since everyone's tired, go back and have a good rest to prepare for the Warzone League in 3 days." Subai tried calling the principal again to ask him about the resources, but the principal didn't even look back. While leaving, he told Subai that he was looking forward to seeing his outstanding performance in 3 days. Seeing the principal running away, Subai called him an old fox because he ran so fast when it came to resources. Then, after some time, it was telecast on the news that the provincial leagues of the 100 Schools League had now concluded. The top 3 were Imperial Capital Martial University, Magic City Martial University, and Great Wall Guard Martial University. Many talented individuals performed exceptionally well in this league, but the most dazzling of them was Subai from Jiangzhou Martial University, who won all 3 matches, 1 versus 5, securing the overall championship for Jiangzhou Province. Students of Jiangzhou Martial University were amazed to see that Subai was in the news again. Now those fangirls really wanted to meet him. Meanwhile, Subai went to his university's training room. He was happy to finally find a quiet place. He took out his little cat from his bag, telling it that he knew it was eager, but there would definitely be a chance for it to go on stage later. Subai exchanged his military merit points for 4 high-grade silver beast cores. He showed them to the little cat, telling it to eat them sparingly. He first gave 1 core to the little cat, and seeing that core, the little cat's eyes lit up, and it immediately ate it. Just as the little cat ate the core, its whole body began to shine with yellow energy. Subai immediately received a system notification. His ordinary high-grade common bronze rank cat had upgraded to sharp gold white tiger. The little cat's sacred beast, white tiger bloodline activated, and it acquired the sharp gold gale talent. Subai was amazed to see his little cat level up after eating just 1 core, and that its white tiger bloodline had been activated. Subai immediately gave the other 3 remaining beast cores to his little cat, telling it to eat a few more. Seeing 3 more cores, the little cat jumped in happiness and started eating them immediately. Subai told it to eat slowly, saying, "No one's going to steal them from you." Subai thought that after eating these, his little cat should be able to level up again. However, after the little cat ate those 3 cores, there was no immediate change. Subai was very confused, seeing that his little cat ate all of them and there was no reaction. He wondered if those high-grade silver beast cores were fake. But suddenly, the little cat's whole body began shining again in yellow light, but this time the light was 10 times stronger than the first time. When that light stopped, Subai was utterly shocked to see his little cat. The little cat's body had transformed completely. It grew bigger than Subai's height and looked absolutely amazing. Seeing that, Subai thought it was way cooler than Little Turtle's transformation. A notification came, telling Subai that his sharp gold white tiger had upgraded to intermediate bronze level. Subai immediately checked his little cat's status window. The little cat had leveled up to intermediate bronze level. Its white tiger bloodline had been activated 30%. Its all attributes had greatly improved and its talents had been enhanced. Currently, its constitution was 158, defense was 105, agility was 295, and spirit was 60. The little cat now had 3 talents. Sharp gold claws. Consumes a certain amount of physical energy to launch 100 attacks on a single enemy in a very short period of time. The first attack power is 150% of the basic attack value, and after each attack, the amplitude of the next attack is 2%. Sharp gold spirit. Consumes a certain amount of energy to cover the whole body with sharp gold energy. Each attack has a 200% tearing effect. It can be used in combination with sharp gold claws to greatly increase the damage caused by the sharp gold claws. Sharp Gold Ghost consumes a large amount of physical energy, causing movement speed and attack speed to increase by 300%. It can be used in combination with Sharp Gold Claws, allowing Sharp Gold Claws to complete 100 attacks instantly. Seeing the little cat's status window, Subai got very happy, saying it was worth giving little cat 4 high-grade silver beast cores because these stats are insane. Subai petted the little cat, telling it that he was counting on it for the Warzone League. The little cat was very happy to hear that and hugged Subai. Meanwhile, in the Imperial capital, where the Warzone League was going to be held in 3 days, a man in a huge mansion was watching Subai's match on television. He remarked, "This Subai is interesting. It seems he has a lot of secrets." That man ordered his subordinate to go and investigate Subai, saying, "Maybe his turtle is even more ridiculous than Luofan's back then." His subordinate said yes and left.